All right. What's up, everybody? We were just talking about the new hero of America, Brett Cooper, and I figured we would go live and rock and roll, dude. So, JD left. I did not realize he did that. I guess we'll just go live before. I didn't realize he got up.
That's right. JD gets an intro now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I have an intro for the show that I can't find right now. Fuck me. Damn it. Well, anyway, so what's up, everybody?
How you doing?
Hello.
Everybody, this is Dubs. If you guys haven't seen him before, and Ian Carroll, I'm sure a lot of you guys know who both of them are. Either way, we're going to talk about, we're going to do the update on any new Charlie stuff. I actually have a big update there. And then we'll talk about the fabric of America being torn down the middle thanks to a little gentleman named Nick Fuentes. My dad, I swear to you, 15 minutes ago, emailed me a fucking article about Nick Fuentes. If my dad is paying attention, that means everybody is, dude.
Yeah, my dad knows who he is now too.
I should ask my parents. That would be a real trip. If a couple of liberal boomers know who Nick Fuentes is, then they probably found out from me, I guess, but.
Yeah, well, one liberal boomer for sure does, because that's my dad who just fucking emailed it to me.
Yup, America's waking up.
Yep. Dude, what
the noticing.
Yeah. Who wants to cover Brett Cooper? Because I think that's one of the funniest things ever. I could pull it up.
Hey, I
too.
will, dude, because I had inside intel when she left the Daily Wire, and I kind of knew what was going on there behind the scenes.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to share anything I'm not supposed to share, but like it was pretty obvious and it's not like she left because of the Israel thing exactly. Like there was a lot of contention with Jeremy Boring specifically, as far as I'm aware. Jeremy Boring being the ex-CEO. That was just a psychopath. He's like an ex-drama kid that wanted to be a professional actor, bombed out in Hollywood, and so then went and gobbled the next best cock to hopefully I don't get you canceled, in order to get his fame.
We're not even 60 seconds in. Ian,
hey,
dropping those words.
Hey, I'm trying to cancel every show I'm on this week.
Yeah, there's nothing you could say on my channel that they haven't heard before. Literally nothing.
And so she got out for all sorts of personal reasons, as far as I'm aware. I don't speak for her, but it was pretty obvious that there was stuff she wasn't stoked about, being locked into a contract she had signed when she was kind of still a kid. And the Daily Wire is very litigious for reasons that obviously no one could imagine why. And so I suspect, if I had to guess, that she's probably still under some sort of legal boundary where she probably can't talk about, Ben Shapiro specifically or the Daily Wire specifically. And she probably wouldn't, even if she could, just out of respect. But that podcast she did made her feelings pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I bet
they have.
Told Randy Feinstein.
I'm trying to think of any non-disparagement.
Get back to our greatest ally.
Yeah, I'm sure they have non-disparagement clauses.
Yeah, but I'm trying to. I don't remember specifically. I don't think non-disparagement clauses expire either. I don't think it's sometimes you can't talk, you can't say anything for the next 2 years, and then at the end you're all. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that that's just a lock, that they can't ever say anything negative.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but I'm sure that if we see Brett Cooper getting more and more based from time to time, but still never talking about the Daily Wire, that'll be a pretty sure sign that that's what's going on there. Thank God Candace doesn't have any restrictions like that. I don't know how that happens, but thank God.
Well, no, I thought she does with Daily Wire specifically. Just about Daily Wire specifically, she has to, right? If she was under contract.
She probably does. I don't actually know personally, but I bet she does. And either way, she's thoughtful and careful about it. And a lot of her friends are still there, so she doesn't want to destroy Matt Walsh. And Matt Walsh, I'm sure, is going through enough pressure from his handlers right now.
Dude.
That poor man. Oh, his poor wife.
He just looks defeated every time I see him on the quad panel with Ben and the other two guys. He's always just dead behind the eyes, just a whipped dog, dude.
What about Andrew Klavan? Does Andrew Klavan because you would think he also, or he actually he's like is he like a Christian Zionist?
Yeah. He's not Jewish, but he's all up in the chosen people.
Yeah. It is, man.
The Daily Wire is a perfect example of one of those organizations, just like Turning Point, that we don't know, but we kind of know which money built that, because it was obviously money, lots of money that built that. Yeah. And I did report last year on how they bankrupted themselves. Jeremy
Yeah.
Jeremy Boring's like dreams to be a big Hollywood guy had him like going into making movies that he had no business making, and didn't realize that making Hollywood budget movies is not the same as producing Ben Shapiro's podcast. And they ran their bank accounts so dry that all of their producers, like all of their executives' credit cards just shut off one day, and they were like legitimately like fully bankrupt. And
I heard about that.
I got called a shill for it, but then 2 months later or something like that, Jeremy was out. Everything was collapsing. They had to destroy half of their programs, fire a whole bunch of staff, and grip as tightly as they possibly could to Matt Walsh, because what else even happens at the Daily Wire anymore?
He's
just
the
like
only one with talent.
Yeah. They had a business model where it costs essentially nothing to produce the shows if they want to, essentially nothing. You have people who sit in front of a desk and talk, and you have the most talented people. All you really have to pay is the people. And you're like, you know what I think we should do is let's shake things up. Disney is messing up this $300 million production on Snow White. We got Brett Cooper. Like, let's make Snow White. You're like, that doesn't sound like a super low risk use of your funds.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time he got in trouble, though, he would go on X and make some outlandish accusation that everybody's an anti-Semite, and I was like, why is this guy being so unhinged? And like now, a year or two later, it's like, oh, I know why. He like, I need to say something. Yeah.
I try to extend a lot of olive branches to Matt Walsh, because like I think on balance, I think that the world would be a better place if Matt did Candace or did a Brett and got the fuck out of there and went and did his own thing. And I bet he would have a fucking great show if he did leave and just actually said his own thoughts out loud. But because I don't want to ostracize him too much, and but a little bit of shame never hurt a grown man.
I was thinking about that yesterday, Ian, and I'm wondering if he's contracted in.
He is, absolutely,
he can't get out of right now. That he can't get out of yet. I think that's probably more
multi-year
just
for sure. Yeah,
just every time I see him,
there is rumors behind the scenes about when that contract expires, and I don't remember. It's been a while since I've heard about it, but it's I assume it's kind of coming up in like kind of around this year timeline, but it's possible that they like locked him into another one or something. That'd be real tragic.
Let me ask all you guys this, since all of you guys are in the same business as me. Like, I know the financials of this business, and I look at the whole model of like signing big talent for a bunch of money, and then and I go, how are they making the math on this? It doesn't make sense to me.
Donors.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like,
just
it's not, they can't make a positive revenue. They can't make a profitable business out of that business model absent people who are injecting money for the reason of propaganda.
That's what it looks like to me, man. I mean, someone tell me if they see something different. But we've seen a lot of people try to build like media agencies, like various like because the Blaze is also funded. A lot of them are funded, and then the ones that feel more organic, even like for example, Tim Pool is suddenly doing this big Tenet media thing. And it's like, okay, that's work. And I actually went on his show for the first, it was like my first big podcast during that era. And it was a regular podcast. But the thing is that we find out that they're funded like millions of dollars. They're making like dumb money for every episode. And it's just a regular podcast. There's no reason that you're getting paid this much for podcasts. Because ultimately,
by Tenet, you mean like Tenet is paying them?
By Tenet, which was actually some Russian shill that was like, Lauren Chen. It was a whole scandal, and I remember. I don't think Tim knew shit about it. There was no control. It wasn't weird at all. It was a normal podcast, but it was like through this funky network. I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to build up the Tenet network so that later it could be used for influence. But we all know that like I'll make more money if I just do my own fucking thing. It's like I don't need to partner with you to like revenue share, to like put things on some brand new little channel and build up some agency when I could just like keep all the money myself. Like
exactly.
That's like the problem with the industry is that there's no reason to build that.
Yeah, but hold on though, Ian, because you're looking at this from an angle that all of us built our channels from, which was independent. We built them from the ground zero with no help, with no money injection. Whereas you look at some of these shows, and I don't want to call some of the big ones out, but there's a popular military podcast, the biggest one out there, that took a $10 million injection to start that YouTube channel. So you can drastically increase the speed at which your channel becomes one of the biggest channels on the internet compared to like what we have done over years. Well, few years at least of trying to build channels. So I think that's more of what it is like they can ramp these things up from 0 to 100. You know what I mean?
100%.
Should I be embarrassed that I don't know which military podcast you're referencing?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Maybe.
I'm not going to call shots because I do
I
like
know.
podcast,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
somebody
It's
that I
VFT.
respect a lot. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I took the 10 mil.
God.
From Israel, dude.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
Is it is it
I'm
like
still
is it
waiting
a
on-
good show?
He could put it in the private chat. You could just type it in there.
I'm still waiting, guys. I'm still waiting on APAC to reach out, dude. I talked about
So
this,
wait.
man. 7K a post.
They got
I know, that's
10
Boys.
bananas.
All I'm getting
Boys,
is
that's a lot of
7K
money.
a post. That's crazy, bro.
That's why Tatum is out there. He's all somebody was talking shit. I'm gonna hit that dude. 7K.
And so
He can't
7K a
post
post
fast
was an
enough.
average
Yeah.
too. When you actually read the
Oh.
reporting they pulled that from, it was that they were paying different amounts for different posts, and in that reporting they like averaged it out and said it was like 6,900 and something average.
Wow.
So some people were getting
Average?
more. Some
Oh
people
my
were getting
God.
less, and some people were getting more. Yeah, Israel just
Wow.
multiplied their propaganda budget times 20. So they already
Wow.
spent crazy
Yeah.
amounts. Like they already spent a ton on this shit. And then right around the time when BB had that conference with all the American influencers, where he literally said, "This is war, and we need to use the weapons of war, and the podcasts are the most important, and TikTok and X are the two top priorities." Right around that time, Israel multiplied their propaganda budget times 20. Their foreign propaganda budget.
Bro, if someone
Has
comes to me
anybody
and they're like,
seen
I want
that
to
trailer?
pay you 10K for an ad read that is
I
going to
tell them
take
to
me
go
30
fuck
minutes to
themselves.
do, I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
That's
like
crazy.
that's like an X post 10K.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
my
X
money.
posts
Or
for real.
That's crazy, dude. I think we have a lot of super chats. You should probably catch up on super quick. Let's do it like I can't see. I don't know who's.
I bet you have
who's,
dope super chatters.
The combined dude. We were on there. Like our combined audiences are fucking amazing, dude. Me and JD were on it. Like it was.
Don't do it, Clippy. They're gonna blow up.
Yeah. Who's I don't know whose this is. Do you guys know?
Clippy, dude.
It doesn't matter, man. We're not going to be able to. We got
Okay,
people
fair
on
enough.
here to be able to tell the difference. Just read them.
We gave him 12 Israeli cell phones on 12 acres. Yeah. Hey, I'll read this one. John says, Jesse still thinks Trump is America first. Dude's in a cult. You don't know what the fuck I think, guy.
No, you know what I love doing this panel like this for is if you watch the chat, you'll see people constantly be like, Valhalla, why are you doing this live with these fucking shills? But then you'll see somebody like JD will be like, JD, don't listen to these fucking whatevers. You know what I mean? It's like the audience is always split about who they hate and who they like. So
The ones that talk shit to me are all my own guys. The guy that kept breaking my balls like over and over and over, those like they know I'm gonna like the better they do teasing me, I'm gonna laugh for sure every single time.
I've known Nate for 20 years, so anybody in my audience that's out there telling me about Nate, I know him better than you do.
Yeah.
Shut all the way the fuck up, dog.
yeah.
Wait, you guys
been
been friends for 20 years?
knows way more about me than anybody does. So
Is that you guys been friends for 20 years? How'd you guys meet?
Yeah.
That's
Partying.
yeah.
Get into
There you
it.
go, Nate. Nate has more to lose on that than I do. Everybody
At the
knows I'm
library.
right?
At the library.
yeah, we're not going to talk
so
about that.
who told the other one, bro, you should start a channel?
We
No,
didn't
it's a
even know
long,
each
it's a
other
long
were doing
story.
it, bro.
Yeah,
Like, so here's the thing.
we reconnected on YouTube after years after I came back out of the military.
Oh,
I
that's
moved to
awesome.
Florida for 10 years to evade prosecution because I didn't want to go to prison in Oregon for 10 years. And then I'm back here and I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh shit, did somebody do a hit piece on me? Is that me on a thumbnail? And I'm like, oh no, that's this Valhalla dude. Okay. And it kept happening to me. And then somebody came in my chat and they're like, yo, this Valhalla dude says he's known you for 20 years. And I'm like, no. I'm like, then I started really looking into it. I'm like, is that Nate, the DJ? Holy shit.
Nate the DJ.
Oh yeah, if you know my backstory, yeah. But JD lives 10 minutes away. Like, and
Yeah.
I reached out to him. I was like, because what happened was every time people would come in my comment section and be like, dude, you look exactly like JD DeLay, and then I would be like, and I would look at his channel, I'd be like, God, JD DeLay looks exactly like this JD DeLay I used to be friends with. And my retarded brain, because it's YouTube and he's got a giant channel, you know what I mean? My retarded brain that put two and two together. And then one of our mutual friends posted like one of the Facebook throwbacks that comes up. And it was like from 20 years ago. And I was like, yeah, that's the JD DeLay that looks just like JD DeLay. And I clicked on his Facebook and I'm like, Oh yeah, duh. It's JD delay, so that's how we reconnect after not seeing each other for a while.
That's hilarious, dude.
And
Cody Wilbur, thank you.
My chat keeps saying, "Why are there two JDs on the screen?"
yeah.
And I was trying to do a JD like outfit too. So I was trying to make it 3, and I was unaware.
Hell yeah, brother.
I see that New York is going to be like us in the UK. So yeah,
maybe. I mean, let them. They're going to find out.
Yep,
one way or another.
So, do you think that they're really going to let it go down like that, though? Because they're trying to flagship this shit in New York City. Or do you think that they're going to keep their finger on the scale, that they're going to try to make this work, they're going to fund it however the fuck they need to, so that it gives the appearance that it actually works and it's a reasonable system?
At least the good news is Mamdani is not born in the United States, so they can't. I literally today realized, I'm like, oh, they can't run him for president. He's not born here. But
thank God.
Hey,
someone like
what
him.
They might try,
I was just gonna say what Ian said.
They might try fucking anything in the next 10 years, but that's like JD brings up such a good point that like regardless of which conspiracies you're fucking subscribed to, you could almost all of us could find a way to argue that like, oh, actually all these evil motherfuckers would love to make it work so they could bring in socialism everywhere.
Exactly.
But you might also say all these evil motherfuckers would love to watch it burn so they could start it all burning. And like, I don't know, man.
Hey, Jesse, do you still have that clip I sent you about that the radicalized Muslim guy? Exactly what he was saying. Remember he said
like 3 months ago.
Yes, about the left and their plan. And
I remember it. I think, dude, we just played that in our last stream, maybe or something like. We just looked at that where it was the guy was talking about how like he's like an Islamist, and he's like, we love the left even though we hate because they have no principles, they don't stand for anything, and
that's the red-green. That's the red-green alliance, right? Like that's a real.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I just did a video today, and you can make this argument that I made the argument that Israel fucking loves that Zoran won, and this is what I want to explain to people. I'm like, what's everything in the news cycle since he popped up, and Islamic extremism as a guy who knows more about Islamic extremism than anybody here, because I went and fought that war. I was thinking, I'm like, that's odd because we haven't talked about Islamic extremists since 2021. Nobody has said a fucking word other than Hamas,
Israel
right? Right. That's what I was just going to say. Other than Hamas and Hezbollah, because it's relevant to them. But nobody's been talking about, I don't know, the Northern Horn of Africa that's just getting absolutely dumpstered by ISIS and all these things. That's been going on. Islamic extremism hasn't gone away, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing has changed, but yet zero media coverage. And yet in the same week that we watched the pro-Israel movement burn in real time, all you'll hear, turn on Fox News, all you will hear is anti-Islamic hysteria on top of in the Knesset. They just said this week, the best way we can regain American support is through Islamophobia. And if you don't think Fox News is shoving that,
didn't they?
Yes. Yeah. And if you don't think Fox News and everybody is shoving that down your throat for a very specific reason, then you need to pay a little bit more attention, ladies and gentlemen.
Anytime I see Soros,
we're not all of a sudden talking about Islamic extremism out of nowhere. Just like Trump yesterday. Oh, we got to go to Nigeria and stop the Islamic terrorists. Okay, I agree. I actually think that is a good use of our military. We should do that. But why did that all of a sudden just get brought up for the first time ever one day after Zoran won?
That's a great video.
There is a wrinkle in that. It might honestly be like left-wing Jewish interests, left-wing Israeli interests, right-wing Jewish and Israeli interests. Because I looked up all of the donors that donated to Andrew Cuomo, like right in the end game here to try to beat Mamdani. And it was like over $40 million donated by like 60 plus donors that were like high net worth individuals. And of the top 10, how many do you think were Jewish? Of the top 10 donors to Andrew Cuomo, 9 out of 10 were like Jewish billionaires. People like Michael Bloomberg, the Lauder family. It was like, I didn't expect it to be quite that high.
And then
did you guys see the ballot?
The opposite of that is Zoran's entire campaign was funded by left wing.
Yeah,
Jews.
Exactly.
So it's the battle.
Everything's fine.
For
Everything's
York,
fine.
Battle for New York.
Did you guys see the actual ballot though? Did you see the ballot?
No.
Like they had Mamdani on their first name Mamdani.
Twice.
Another one Mamdani again, Okay, they got Mamdani on twice.
Oh,
then
shit.
2 other people. Then they got Eric Adams, and then on the next row, underneath in the bars, like you couldn't possibly do a better job of hiding Cuomo's name if you tried. They got Mamdani on there twice before you see Cuomo. You're like, the fuck, dude.
And you know, with the state of American education, that 50% of New Yorkers couldn't even find the fucking box for Cuomo.
Right.
There's
So
like,
wait,
well,
this
maybe
Mamdani
this is
again? I
Cuomo.
guess I'm supposed to vote for this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's wild, dude.
yeah, dude.
I wonder if
I'll
was like
pull it
that
up
on
in a
all
second
of them.
here. Why don't you guys take this one? Let me. I'll find it, dude.
Thoughts on Matt
Wow.
Tardio saying he won't debate Nick Fuentes, but he said he'd fight Nick Fuentes instead. He's a Green Beret. Pretty wild. You know, I'm
That's
going to
so
let
brave.
Valhalla answer that because he's a Green Beret.
Well, I mean, me and JD both know Matt. I'm friends with Matt.
Yeah, me
Matt,
too.
obviously, me and him disagree on everything in the Israel side of things, but like, if he really said that, that's fucking lame. I would never say that. You know, I would never say that is because I would literally beat Nick Fuentes to death 100 out of 100 times. So how is that? How is that to Matt? How is that tough for you to say, dude?
Yeah.
You would
It's
be
not
far
a win,
tougher.
bro.
Far
It's
tougher
not a
using.
win. It's like beating up an
Yeah, show me
elderly
your
person. Like, you
intellectual
don't
capacity on that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
go-
And Fuentes
go test
is like,
yourself
"That's cool.
there.
You beat me up." He's like, "I would literally eviscerate you with my brain 1,000 out of 1,000
Yeah,
times." So
go,
like,
go be. That's not brave, dude. Like that's like me like, hey, I'm gonna challenge Mark Levine to a fight.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Okay, well, I would fuck him up intellectually too, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just
You know, that's not hard to do
whack.
either, though, Nate.
Matt should know
unworthy
better than that.
adversaries. Look at that, dude.
No shit.
Zohan, and look at
Whoa.
Cuomo down here. Like, oh, isn't that
No
nuts?
way, dog.
It's real.
Is that
I
right?
swear. Isn't that
Wild.
crazy?
Well, someone wanted him to win. That's for damn sure.
Well, they got him. They got him in the Working Families Party and
I
the
guess
Democratic
they've
Party.
they've got Siwa on there twice too.
They do.
Him
That's
and Alex
super weird.
Soros right afterwards with the thumbs up,
Like,
bro.
why are we making ballots so
Do
confusing?
you notice that E says protect animals? So the top was like
Wait.
what party you're in, and E, the party, was protect animals. That was literally
Apparently
what they
that's a
called
party.
the party. I mean, I'm all for it, but that's interesting.
Yeah. This one says, "Let's show up for Dubs." Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
thank you, Ezekiel.
Yeah. And Red Wade. Somebody's got to know. Red. It's not mine, but that seems like an
Benazuli, boys.
identifiable name.
Yeah, Ben is a
Benazuli.
Marine now, apparently.
Yes.
So, well, whoa. Here's the thing. Benazuli message, and you're not supposed to talk about things say to you in private messages, but the dude's a fucking rapist, so fuck him. He messaged me to try to get us to stop bullying him because people were coming after his mom or whatever. And I was like, hey man, why don't you stop lying about fucking your military service that you never served in? And I was like, and I told him, I was like, I already looked you up through the military HRC website. You never served. And he admitted to me, he's like, yeah, you're right. I never served. So I don't know why he's saying this now. He already admitted to me he never served. What a fucking idiot, dude.
That story is so fucked. When I read that, like when I watched John Bravo's video on that, is like,
Yeah, he's-
like I actually like my daughter, my oldest daughter's 13 now. You know, like not too far off from like that being a potential. And I'm like, I can't even. Like I literally, I'm usually pretty good at predicting how I would like react to things emotionally. Like I have no idea. I have no idea what would happen if something like that happened to one of my kids.
Fucking kill
Well,
him.
it's
I mean, not
the audacity though for him to ask to please stop bullying me, and meanwhile he's making himself the victim.
Yeah.
When he went at a child, I mean,
Yeah.
and we saw the medical reports, like she was brutalized,
Yeah.
and he's like, it never happened. Like what the.
Well, you know, in classic fashion, if you know anything about Ben, he's part of the group that loves to be the victim. So not surprising.
No shit.
Ooh,
Yes, he
certainly
is.
Oof.
Yeah. Go figure.
Dreidel.
Every
Yep.
single time.
Every
My
time.
favorite with those guys, like is when they like people start fucking with it, like the alpha guys. When people fuck with them, and they all do the same thing. They're all these small men are doing this because they can't. They can never be me. You're like,
Yeah, I'm good.
what part of you do you think is like something for people to aspire to? You're a grapist
Yeah.
who's like, I mean,
you're
like,
you're a convicted chomo, dude. Like, let's relax a little bit.
Yeah.
And all of the alphas, you never see them smile You never see them
Yeah.
happy. They have a bunch of material shit that they can't take with them when they leave. You know what I mean? It's like, get your fucking heads right.
Most of them are just renting that shit for the day too. You know,
Absolutely.
like
Oh, that's what they all do. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the dude that
Thank you, Chuck Lopez. Thank you very much.
I
the
didn't have
guy
to
that
rent
did the
mine
thing. Remember when the dude
because
like
it's
was kept
fake.
washing his face in mineral water? That dude.
Oh,
I could get
what's
one.
his name?
I
He
can't
does
remember.
Ashton Hall. Is that it? He got beat
Maybe.
by his entire platform was him sprinting, and then I Show Speed showed up and raced him and cooked him.
No
YouTubers
shit.
cooked
Oh,
him.
really?
Yeah, you haven't seen that?
I have not seen that. That's
Chat will
funny.
love that. There's a lot. I know a lot of people in chat are probably.
I saw I Show Speed do the combine with Tom Brady, and I think it's 40 times. I think he ran a 4.5 though, which is pretty fucking good.
Oh,
he should
he's
cook
fast,
anybody.
dude.
Yeah.
He's super crazy athletic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, wasn't he? Didn't he used to be like a deep like a sprinter in college or
I
something
think
like
so,
that?
yeah.
Right, that's like his background.
Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah,
find
he's
those
legit.
channels like my daughter will recommend them, and I go there and I'm like, you know, obviously I'm like, oh, okay, this is who this is, and then I'll go and look at their videos. I'm like, God damn, people get views like this on shit. Like, I know it's like a different category. No one who just sits in front of a camera gets views like that because they won't let you. But like, man, like, you know, being able to back into their money, I'm like, wow, that is you made a lot of dough on that. Good for you.
Candace does. Candace gets those
That's
views.
true.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That's
God,
true.
you look at her
She just
views?
won #1 podcast in the world. Just like yesterday it went viral.
Yep.
I saw
Yeah.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah, well deserved. Not
Yeah,
surprised.
absolutely.
Can we talk about what happened with Nick? So it was somebody else. It was a fan that was uploading his stuff to Spotify. And how long did it take him to beat Joe Rogan being uploaded just a
Couple
podcast
hours.
a day? Literally a couple of
That's-
hours.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that. That's a good point.
And
It
then
wasn't
they
even
took
him.
They banned him how quickly? Was it like 3
Within
days?
a day. No, a day. 24
Within a
hours.
day.
Wait, they
day.
banned the guy's channel who was uploading his stuff?
Yeah, so
yeah.
He beat Joe Rogan. They paid Joe Rogan
No, I
like
believe it.
$100 million a year. And just some random dude just like, I think I'll re-upload somebody else's shit.
Yep.
It's Nick Fuentes. And it hits #1. In
I
a
mean,
few
you're allowed to
hours.
react to his stuff on YouTube. People do it all the time.
No, but he started a channel, Nick Fuentes, and
Oh,
uploaded Nick's content,
okay.
and everybody thought it was Nick's channel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it immediately went to #1, and they immediately banned it.
That's
I mean, Nick and Alex Jones were let back onto YouTube very briefly,
Yeah.
and then they just cut them both back off. And those are very
Is that
different
what
categories,
happened?
But yeah,
Same day.
Same thing.
Same day. But they let Sneeko back. So, hey.
hey,
I
Oh, did
wonder.
Hey,
I wonder. If,
Sneeko.
I wonder if
like
they
Sneeko.
banned Alex Jones because they really wanted to ban Fuentes. You know, like I would imagine of those two, they probably consider Fuentes the bigger problem for.
100%. So the thing about
know.
Alex Jones is that I think that in general these days, Alex Jones is not actually like currently a threat to the establishment. But what they did
Right.
is
Yeah.
they used Alex Jones as a pariah, and they
Mhm.
pariahed him with the Pizzagate, or not, well, partially the Pizzagate stuff and the Sandy Hook stuff, and then
Sandy
they
Hook, yeah.
they use that to create the modern version of conspiracy theories are dangerous, because they like mysteriously someone with an AR walked into the pizza shop, shot like one round into the air that managed to go down through the top of the computer server that was inside
Yep.
a fucking closet. And then he walked out and was like, I thought there was kids, but there's not. It's all fake. Boo-hoo. And then they're like,
QAnon told me. QAnon told me.
right? And so that became a part of like this. So they're still clinging on to that lawsuit, and they're still trying to pariah him. It's not like actually what he's saying today is even all that controversial or dangerous at all. It's like it's not a big deal. But Nick is
Yeah.
a whole different thing.
How
Did you see
long do
James
think they
O'Keefe?
have to wait? How long do you
Go
think they
ahead.
have to wait to kill Nick after killing Charlie?
Oh, at least 6 months, dude.
Yeah.
But
that's-
realistically, we'll fuck him up either way. We'll know what's going on.
yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, they can't just do it immediately after killing Charlie, but now
Yeah.
Nick has immediately become a huge fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like the biggest fucking problem. Like the Republican Party, MAGA, America First, like this whole thing has just turned into a clusterfuck. And I'll bet they're going, man, oh, we could have let Charlie just talk a little bit of shit about Izzy, because this is turning into so much worse of a thing.
Yep.
Oh,
And
it's
so
way
Nick is
worse.
genius too, because what he's doing, if you like watch his like, especially he did a show like one or two nights ago where he really explained it all over again, that he's not like just trying to build up himself. He's not trying to just be like his own leader of a political movement. His whole thing is that the Groypers, I'm
Yeah.
opening the door to all of you, and now there's groypers in every political institution in America. And that's what just happened at Heritage. That's what happened with the leak of the group chats from the young Republicans, is that there's young American men, young white men in all these institutions that are listening to Nick, getting red pilled and based. And so he's decentralized the takeover of American politics, and there's nothing that they can do about it except for try to crack down on it in every single institution simultaneously. Even if they killed him, it would just radicalize more young white men.
Oh yeah,
right.
That's I think we were talking about that, Jesse, in the group chat yesterday, where I was like, I don't think they can kill him anymore.
Nope.
Because if they kill him now, everyone will know. And it's going the backlash and the radicalization. I think it will be 10x what you saw from Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
I mean,
Nick could literally crash his
say
own
that
car, and it would still we would still backlash like that. The whole world.
A plane crash, people would be like, nope.
Not a
yeah.
No
true,
cause of death that would suffice. Like, it doesn't even matter what the investigation was. Everyone would radicalize. It would be wild. It'd be fucked up.
Not even the Diddy strain of pneumonia would fly.
No.
Like, how many people did Diddy kill off with? Oh, it was pneumonia. That we're gonna be like, no.
I'm
did you guys ever
skeptical
read
though,
the Kim
that,
Porter
like,
book that came out? Because that was crazy.
The which one?
The Kim Porter book.
Porter. That was
came
fake.
out on Amazon, then got banned. It was probably fake. It was published by this other guy. But
No, it was for sure fake. But yeah, I heard the whole story. Like,
but did you read it?
Yeah, it's absurd.
Because it was like half of it was like, whoa, but the other half was like, I bet that a version of that did happen. Honestly,
they went a little too hard in the paint, like where it was like believable, and then it was like, come on. Diddy told Tupac, I want to bet on who can finish Kim faster and harder. Like,
yeah. And then
like,
they finished the session by
believable.
banging each other, and Kim left to the sounds of them fucking gay banging each other. That was the story. That's how Tupac met it.
Dude.
That's
I mean,
I bought that book so fucking fast. It was like, this is gonna get pulled off of Amazon immediately. I still got it.
That's how I heard about that it was fake, is because I heard the whole backstory of how the person who posted it was he had a financial agreement with someone, but then they'd sold so many, he made so much fucking money that he started trying to renege, and then the other guys were like, they went out and blew the whistle and all that stuff. But so let me ask you this, and then we'll get to some super chats. Like, so so my theory has been pretty consistent that I don't think people will do shit. Like, I think that if all of a sudden they just stop pretending, how everybody has to say, and they literally just smoke Tucker, and we're like, yeah, we did that shit,
and just ban all of our YouTube channels. Everybody
and ban all of our YouTube. I don't think anyone would do anything. I think they do nothing. I think everybody would just shut up. Like, I think they'd be like, oh shit, and they just shut up.
I think you're right, and I think that's the only solution, and it's fucking scary to think about.
Exactly.
So, I think my dad's always had the best take on this, and he said, until you take away Americans' iPhones, they won't do fucking anything. And I think that's the best way. The iPhone is more of a thing of comfort, right? Unless you make Americans uncomfortable, they're not going to do anything, to your guys' point. Like, extremely uncomfortable, which I can tell you Americans don't know what uncomfortability is. Like, go live in Afghanistan or fucking Bangladesh. You'll find out the difference between, you'll learn what uncomfortability is real quick. So, and I agree with you guys. I think, but I don't know. At the same time, I don't know, man. Like,
if they tried to start infringing on everyone's freedoms rapidly, like, it'd be one thing to try to cut off freedom of speech, but keep going just how it is. But if they did that and then tried to come at everyone's freedoms in a way that, like, all it would take would be one little city full of red motherfuckers with guns. And if one little group of, like, ex-military or law enforcement, and they stood up and shots started firing, then we would have a whole problem on our hands.
You guys know what? You guys know what Green Berets are really, really good at?
Bingo.
Overthrowing governments.
Bingo. It's literally what you were made for.
And we're all on the list.
Just something to think
we're
about.
All on the list
right?
now.
Okay.
Clearly talking about other governments. Clearly.
That's a real thing, man.
That,
and there's a lot of them in the country. So just things to think about for the government.
Yeah. My thing is that I think that
FBI list. I'm already on the FBI list. So since Nate said that, I just want to say I love the American government. I love Izzy, and I own a dreidel. It's around here somewhere. I spin that dreidel every once in a while.
Where's your flag, dog? You got to get one of those flags like Nate has.
I know. I should probably put mine up for this stream. Jesus.
Good idea.
I just think they're gonna. I think that the way they're gonna do it in a way, like, ultimately they're gonna do it with food. Like, Simple as that. They'll do it with food. Like, that's why, like every time I hear about them consolidating food production, I'm like, I know what you're doing, dude. Like, because at the end of the day, if you can't eat your fucking gun, your gun is not going to be super helpful if they're the only way to get food. People have land. Then they need the guns to defend their own land. But if the only way to feed your family is to go to a fucking line at a store and they scan your fucking credit score and you're not getting food.
What's the first thing they do in communist revolutions? What do they seize first?
Food production.
The agricultural farms. That's the very first thing they seize, right? They seize total production of food, like you said. So in America, a lot of people have farms, but that's the first thing they'll take by force.
Sure. And they're already taking it subversively by just corporate creep and the unlivability of farming and just selling it all off. And I mean, we lose, like, I don't know what the stat is, but it's like we lose family farms every single day by like the dozens and dozens.
It's already such a tough business to make money in that like when they come in and offer money, like it's like they're barely breaking even as it is because they're competing against massive farming that, and you got the top. So when the last one of the last jobs I had before I did this full time was I worked for the largest private satellite data company in the world, and like one of the specialties I was in was I sold to like massive, like, like the biggest agriculture companies in the world. And so at a conference, I went and I sat in on one where they were talking about the topsoil, and topsoil, it takes hundreds of years for it to like be created. If you don't have topsoil, you can't fucking grow anything. So since they started doing the mass farming with all of the chemicals and all that stuff, we've ripped through 74% of all of the topsoil since like the 1950s, and you can't make more. I remember walking out of that thing and like, I fucking wish I wouldn't have fucking sat in that, dude. Like, I don't want to know, I needed to know because there are all kinds of like new regulations that they need to validate that they're doing this sustainable farming thing. But I don't know. That
chemicals are making everybody fucking gay and paranoid. It's like messing with your hormones. It's making you psycho. It's making everyone unhealthy.
We are losing a lot of the farmland, but it's all a plan. I mean, it's crazy that so many people aren't concerned about it. Like a lot of us in California, places where they used to do agriculture, they have fucking homes now, and nobody cares, right? And we hear other countries say the only way that the United States can be defeated is from within. And all this little shit that's happening, I mean, I don't know why an ex-convict is the one worried about it and nobody else. You know what I mean? That trips me out.
I'm worried about it for sure, dude. Yeah. Sam Wilson, let's go. All the boys in one live. All right, let's get caught up a little bit. I'll do three, then you guys, we can move it on. WRE says, I can't take Fuentes seriously. Dude's a troll. The comments he made about the grape of women are wild, but now I'm supposed to be cool with him because there's two dots on the Venn diagram of life, and we agree with Subdub.
I agree. Nick Fuentes' comments about women are super out. And if I were to talk to Nick, that would be the disagreement I would have. And I mean, I hope that he gets on more podcasts and has more conversations and gets challenged on those ideas more, regardless of who's doing it, and has to talk it out, because I don't think that those perspectives stand up in the court of public opinion. It's pretty obvious that he doesn't have much experience with women. So
full stop. Yeah. Full stop. That's my main issue with the dude. Like, I understand that he's trolling when he says things like Team Mustache Man and shit, but his comments against women are like genuinely fucking harmful with this way that he has, and it influences other young impressionable incels who haven't had pussy since they fell out their mom to have those viewpoints, and I think that's fucking kind of deplorable. There's other stuff that I agree with him on. I'm gonna agree with people on putting America first every single fucking time.
Always.
But part of putting America first is creating strong families, right?
Yeah,
1,000%. I'm never going to agree with anybody on 100% or even probably 80% of things. So, I agree. I have friends that are like super crazy leftist, trans people. I have friends that are super hardcore MAGA. I have friends that are America first. Like, I want to find the commonalities and try to build more unity, because I'm for the American people. I'm not for a party. I'm not joining a cult. I'm not going to make your political ideologies my fucking identity. It's never going to happen. But yeah, no, I'll full stop condemn Nick Fuentes' shit that he says about women, because I think it's disgusting. My wife is my best friend. I have incredible women in my life, and I show them the utmost respect.
It's literally the point of being a man is to protect women and children. Like, what the fuck else is society for?
There's
I
also
like you, my dude.
there's
If
also
you yeah, go ahead, Dubs.
I was just gonna say there's also the race stuff though. You know,
Yeah, he's pretty harsh on that.
yeah,
But I would
can't-
argue that there's an element of it that might be more, that's like more real. Like there's an element of this more real, but there's an element where maybe he's being bombastic, but maybe he's just, you know, having an opinion that like I certainly don't agree with. So I'd be curious for him to talk that out more in a more serious context.
Absolutely.
As well. And Tucker,
think,
Tucker, for example, kind of pushed on that a little bit. And Nick,
Yeah.
in that format, in that forum, he was very much like, yeah, like we don't judge on these things and all that. So I'm curious to see if he's.
I give him on that stuff. I think that like I'm pretty good at kind of picking out a person who's exceptional at implementing like a long-term strategy. And what I think he's doing and has been doing is he's been targeting a very specific demographic that like I think that he visualized exactly what he's doing 10 years ago. And it was like, because there are so many, like, you know, you look at the statistics that everybody knows about in terms of like the, you know, the male crisis and, you know, they're indoors, haven't been out with a girl, all that stuff. Like you just inherently know that group is there and they're ready for some content. And the way that you connect with your audience is you let them know that you understand how they feel, you share their struggle, and you kind of, and in a way with them, I think a lot of that is just him being funny in a way like that he connects with that particular audience in a way that they're going to fucking go to war for him, dude. And in reality, he's like, you know, I don't think that he necessarily, again, I haven't seen it, but like very much of the stuff, but the stuff I've seen him say, I'm like, okay, he's joking. I think, you know what I mean? Obviously I wouldn't sign off.
I'm gonna push back on that. He's not. He's not.
Yeah, I don't think he's totally joking.
Let me explain it to you because we saw it on Tucker's episode in the podcast. If you watch the whole thing, there's a very important section where they're talking about women, and Nick says Tucker's talking about how complicated women are, and he tries to say, no, women are super basic, right? And if you watch the whole draw out of that conversation, he goes, by the end of that, Tucker basically schools him in explaining why women are as complicated as they are, and you can see Nick, the things rotating. Oh, I don't know any. You can listening to him as us older men, married, been around women. We know how complicated women are. Trust me, how complicated fucking goddamn planet. I still can't figure out my wife, right?
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, but you can see, no, he really believes this, but he's also a young dude, right? Like he's getting older, he's getting more mature. Hopefully the idea would be he starts to mature more and starts looking at women differently, because I'll tell you this, when I was 20, now he's not 21, right? But a lot of his comments are from when he was 21, 22. When I was 21, the way I perceived women is much, much differently than the way I do at 39 with my wife. It's extreme.
Oh, yeah.
So,
have 3 daughters. And that's it. Like the daughters thing, a
little bit of grace that, like, I don't agree with it at all. I'm on board with you guys. I'm a huge traditional masculinity type of guy in protecting women, but I think maybe he gets there as he sort of, maybe if he finally gets a fucking girlfriend, which I'm not sure he's really into that, but if he does, you know what I mean, then that might help him out. But I think that's more what it is, man.
Real quick, there's somebody in my comments trying to flame me for having friends that are trans, and I just want to give you the binky. You need to sucky on it. Did JD hurt your feeling? Want a little nippy nippy? Okay, sorry guys.
Hey, this is one of mine. This is one of my people again.
Oh, Mike.
I
think people think I'm a lot smarter than I am. Like,
hey, that's just an objective truth. But thank you for the.
I
appreciate it because
smart people have written.
No, I mean, people usually perceive me as dumb by looking at me. So thank you for that. Ian actually comes off very intelligent. I don't, so I'll take it.
I just like to shout out the guy that kept spamming for a while that this is the male view. I think he was trying to roast us, and he misspelled view. Just this is
the male view right now.
Hey, he misspelled. How did he spell it? How did he spell it?
DEIW. I love when they try to fucking talk shit in the comments and they can't fucking spell for shit. It's like the joke's on you, Jack. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like it best when they are insulting your intelligence and then they misspell something. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Track phone. Yeah, Track phone says, oh shit, Dubs is on the panel. Admittedly, I don't know much about this topic, but I hate seeing Turning Point's PragerU and the most political-based ads show up on my stream. I do like American Thor and Jake Sweet.
Oh, Jake's my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ads are all over the place.
Mhm.
Oh, Dankster, this is my boy right here, dude. He built my website
yeah.
and he did the
Big
fucking
super.
intro that I literally cannot figure out a way to pull up, and now it would just be weird to pull an intro in the middle, but we'll have it. I'll have it set up for the next one for sure. Dankster says, super fan of all of you. Thank you for all of that you do. Big love, Danks. Proud of every one of you. Impacted many other lives. So good. God bless. Listen, I'm telling you guys need a fucking boss ass website. He will build it for
Or
you.
a boss ass.
I might
I'm
need
gonna text you after this.
Yeah, and a boss ass super chat. Thank you very much. Thanks. John Catlich says, thank you, John Catlich. Mason Furlow. We are bought by Israel. We, the people, have to stand up against Zionists. Man, they've got an uphill battle, man.
Hold on. We're not bought by Israel because they're not paying any money.
I mean, not to us,
We're compromised.
but to our government, we're paying money.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
But yeah, they're compromised as fuck. Although it is worth mentioning, it's always worth reminding ourselves that like all that AIPAC money, it's not actually, most of it's not going into the pockets of these assholes. It's just getting them elected. And then they're like insider trading and doing this grift and all this fucking schmoozing and feeling important about themselves. And that's what they get off on. But they aren't actually pocketing a lot of that. They do get rich off of it, but not directly.
You like having the ability to be corrupt? Yeah, they're like, hey, how you making all that money? It's like, oh, I smoothed this permitting through the whatever. It's like, yeah. I mean,
speaking of bought by Israel.
Yeah. Epstein list, just a reminder. Thank you, 18.
Government's
Missouri,
still shut down, by the way. I wonder why.
Thank you. Yeah, no, dude. Has that you guys been covering the Snap stuff? What's that?
Nate did some great coverage on that.
Yeah.
So, it's been back and forth. So obviously, it wasn't going to go out, and then the federal judge basically, because Congress had already pre-set aside those reserve funds, the federal judge said they're required to do it. But then last I saw, Donald Trump is trying to block it anyway. So I don't know. Somebody in chat, if you're on Snap, can you let us know? Did you get your funds? Because I think they're being blocked still. I don't know.
That is unfortunate, dude. Yeah. One of you guys take this one. Oh, it's to you, Nate.
Oh, Matt, chat wants him to debate you over a stance at the small hat issue. We love Tel Aviv. His chat can't understand your stance on our aid going there. Do you think I think we should be sending Israel aid? Because I don't. So am I reading this wrong?
Matt Tardio wants you to debate him on it, I think.
His chat wants him to debate me over your stance on the small hat issue. Yeah, Matt wants to talk about Israel together. Let's do it, brother. Me and Matt are friends.
That'd be epic.
But
we need more of those conversations that are friendly. Like we need more of those conversations.
Me and Matt always have a friendly conversation of it, but I mean, I don't think he has any ground to stand on when it comes to anything with Israel anymore. I think that ship has sailed for any argument whatsoever at this point. Yeah, in my opinion.
It was very different before October 7th and before all of the bombing and before like we ran out of bombs apparently, according to Randy.
What was that?
Dude, holy shit.
And Lindsey Graham is, I mean, I know he's fucking nasty fucker, but I was like, Jesus, guy, like killing all the right people. We ran out of bombs. You're like, do you think no one's going to see a video of this? You fucking psycho.
Fucking tone deaf.
So let me also put a little quote out here. So people, I think, those of us in the YouTube space that have cultivated audiences over years, okay? You build an audience. For you to pivot immediately is not beneficial to you. So there's a quote, and this goes out to the Talmud Tatums and Matt Tardios, and it goes along the lines of, do not expect to get a man to understand if his financial livelihood is reliant on him not understanding.
Well said.
Okay. That's a very important quote. And you're seeing that right now with a lot of these people.
Because and a man like Matt Tardio makes a lot of money on YouTube. Like he's living very well.
His entire audience is in the pro-Israel movement. And if he pivots, he will burn his channel in. If
he's probably making a goddamn fortune,
and all of a sudden, if Ian Carroll were to come out and all of a sudden be doing the 7K a post, every single thing he talked about, his audience would fucking revolt
immediately. But I will say that right now, the people in America and around the world are so done with it that every person that starts to wake up to it and starts to question it, though they'll get a lot of pushback from like the mainstream big boys that are paid, the actual people, I think, will welcome them in.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Pretty fucking fast. And I try to extend that olive branch every time because it's like, if suppose that someone like Matt Tardio were to switch his perspective, I would purposefully immediately be like, awesome. You're based. Let's go. I support you.
Yeah.
I'll have you on my show. I will do everything I can to help you make that transition.
And
it's
that's
like,
what our
help
side
the drug
always
addict
does
get
that.
out of the drugs.
Yeah, that's like when Anna Kasparian started having conversations with people, and you could tell everyone was just like, "Come on in, like let's just have a regular conversation."
And
And
look at her now.
Yeah,
I love
dude,
it.
speaking of that,
I'm like,
you
oh
know,
my god! Every time I watch Anna speak, I'm like, oof, if I
Dude,
wasn't
Nick's
married.
skit about how much he's in love with Anna Kasparian was so fucking funny. If anyone
He's
saw
like,
it, he's good at the skits.
Oh.
she's got great bone structure. But hey, so a great story to put in your back pocket, because like the point you just made is super fucking smart. Nate, I'm gonna go Nate 3 times more intelligent than Jesse after that comment. But like, do you know who Marty Rathburn is?
No.
He was the second in command in Scientology, and he left Scientology, and he was like one of the key guys that, because Scientology is basically in the exact same position that Israel is now, starting in about 2015 when Going Clear came out, and everybody's like, Jesus, this is what these fucking people are doing. And it's just this eroding thing, and they were super proud. Everyone was terrified of Scientology, dude. And then now people just shit on them
recruit anymore.
Yep. So Marty Rathburn was David Miscavige's number 2 guy, and he was like the enforcer. And Miscavige is an actual psychopath, and he turned on Rathburn. Rathburn ended up leaving the church. And he was one of the main guys who kind of started turning everybody against him. And they kept trying to attack him, and nothing was working. And ultimately, at some point, they realized they're like, we're not going to be able to. Then they gave him some amount of money where just on a dime, he all of a sudden started doing all these videos where he's talking about how everybody's misframing all this stuff on side. He literally went from anything he was on would get 250,000 views to literally maybe like 1,100 views. I mean, like absolutely 99% reduction in his following. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
That hurt. That hurt.
Legally Brunette, Stephanie, thank you. Oh, what's up, Stephanie? How are you? From Tidewater, VA. We tried VA. We got we got Jay Jones and Spamberger. Going to be a long-term King Judge demanding Trump pay snap. Wild times. Hey, guys. So let me just start on the Jay Jones thing really quick, because I feel like that election was, I mean, I've never given a shit about a state I don't live in's fucking attorney general election, but prior to that one. But when that happened so close behind the Charlie thing, and then after, but I feel like I have a pretty like decent finger on the pulse of what people are thinking and feeling. But I was shocked by how widespread the reaction to Charlie's murder was. Celebration publicly, where I was like, what the fuck is this? And then immediately after that, where Jay Jones, gets, I mean, like that conversation that he had through text is insane. Like, it's not just like he just said it once and it's being taken out of context. Like, she gave him every opportunity to remove himself from what he said. He said he wants to see his Republican colleagues' children die in his wife's arms. Like, I couldn't understand, like, okay, why are these Democrats not pulling their endorsement? And the fact, but I still was like, there's no way he'll fucking win. The fact that guy won is like, that's the first time I'm like, I don't think this is fixable, dude. Like, I don't think it's fixable. A guy could say that stuff, and not only do all the Democrats continue to endorse him, but then the voters fucking voted him in. It's like, I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think it has to be fixable. It has to be fixable, because if it's not fixable, the only outcome is civil war, where Americans are shooting Americans, and that's unacceptable under all circumstances. And I'm a big believer that, as a person that grew up liberal in a liberal stronghold that transferred to the right and now is more in the middle, I believe that conservative men are call me crazy, but conservative men are way more masculine than liberal men. Duh. And so it falls on conservative men to be the bigger men and to step up to the plate of saying, we will find a way to fix it, even if it requires us to be the bigger men. Because some people will never change. Some people are beyond the pale, but are their kids, right? And are their kids? And ultimately the only outcome, if it's unfixable, is civil war. Then it falls on conservative men to do everything they can to fight against that, by not fighting, by trying to pull people back to the middle and trying to have rational conversations, because I don't want to leave America, and I don't want to live in America where that is the outcome, whether it's in my lifetime or the next.
I agree.
I will.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree. I will say this though. I think you're seeing the same problem on the right in the conservative movement. I talked about this in my last video.
Well said.
What masculine men are heading up? This is a little bit different panel here, but what masculine men are heading up the conservative movement? Randy Fine, Ted Cruz, Benny Johnson.
I mean, I would argue Tucker Carlson,
Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin. Like I can go down the list. Michael Knowles or any of these men. Like none of them are dangerous. None of them could protect their family if I grabbed a hold of them. Like none of these conservative men are traditionally masculine whatsoever, and they're also the ones that have sort of burned the party into the ground. So
you know why is because you just listed a bunch of people that are like in politics and in the establishment, like institutions like the Daily Wire, and they purposefully choose closeted gay men they can rail in the ass and blackmail with it in order to fill those slots.
I saw Candace say that in a clip today, dude. I saw her in a clip today. I saw her say that.
You said that?
Yeah.
Candace said it about all the world leaders. Like she's like Obama, Macron is literally married to a man who PDF filed him when he was 14. True. And she's like, she named all these world leaders. She's like, why? You think that's a coincidence? She's like, that's why, is because they can hold it over their head. Like Devin Hastert or whatever that guy's name is, who was the Speaker of the House, was like a prolific kitty diddler. Like that guy was, I mean,
They don't want dudes like you guys in the fucking government. That is for sure.
Mm-hmm. You got Dan Crenshaw.
So hard to keep. Yeah, Dan Crenshaw.
Dude, he likes to get fucked in the eyeball, okay? So just
dude. Dan Crenshaw is the most hated person in the special operations community, dude. He's not an example we're using.
Yeah. No, I'm saying he's corrupt, though. Like he's corrupted completely.
He's the fake version of like getting a real conservative man. Like that's why Brandon Herrera. That's why they raised $10 million to make sure that he didn't get put into office in Texas, because they don't want someone. They don't want an independent thinker who's masculine, who's got all of the actual conservative values. They don't want him in there, man. The Republican Party don't want him in there either.
But he's playing so nice, too. He's playing so nice right now while this campaign's going on. We need that dude in there. We fucking need that dude. I'm telling you,
we need more people
Brandon
like that.
is a fucking beast, dog.
Missouri says not allowed to super JD. YouTube no like him. That's weird.
Oh, that happens to me sometimes when I try to super chat people too.
Hey, I'm sorry, bro, but I love you. Thank you for trying. I appreciate you, man.
Just so you guys know, in the chats, when you try to super chat somebody and it won't let you, you go up one or down one in the denomination, and it'll let you.
Really?
Like resets it. Maybe.
Oh, weird.
Oh, okay. I'll try that in the future.
Jesse is a grifter. It's another one of mine, dude. This is literally one of mine. Like Jesse's a grifter and has 14-year-old's intelligence compared to
I like that I keep getting lumped in.
Hey, man, I watch Jesse's content in order to learn what's going on.
Oh, my God, that's so funny. Dude. Here, someone is incredibly generous. I'll let, if you guys know James Sweeney.
Yo, this is actually my guy, dude. This is one of my, I fucking love James, bro. James said, y'all keep it up. Appreciate all of y'all. James consistently shows up and shows out and supports, man. James, you know that I love you. Thank you for keeping us doing what we're doing here, man. Big love and respect to you, brother. Keep on riding.
That might be the biggest super chat I've ever seen.
Dude, he's a G, man.
I saw one bigger than that given to you on your YouTube the other day.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
You little liar.
Gunner, a couple weeks ago, Gunner got a $400 one. I didn't even know you could go 400.
Wow. Yeah, Nate, do you remember what that one that I had was?
Wow.
Was it 500?
Yeah.
I've gotten some fives before.
Damn.
But it was a friend, the same dude who had this custom made for me. Good friend of mine, drops in every once in a while and just stunts on everybody, just drops a 500. And then I'm just like, bro, stop giving me money. Just text me, bro. You know you have my number. And he's like, no, I'm supporting because I love you.
Once I had another creator come into my chat for the first time and super chat me, I was like, that feels so good to have another creator do that. And I got addicted to it. And I started going to everyone else's fucking chats. Yeah. Like, dropping 100, dropping 50. I'm like, oh,
I do that all the time.
This dude up. It was awesome.
I mean, not hundreds all the time, but I always super chat. Like if I see people whose channels I like, I'll always go super chat them and be like, say something nice. But
I did.
James Hart says, JD, long time no talk. Wanted to let you know I saw a wood chipper working and immediately thought JD wood chipper delay.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, my guy.
Do you guys ever see that story?
Did
you guys ever see the story about the guy who he killed his family, and it was when they investigated, it turned out that it was because he had gone behind his family's back and raided his family, and he paid like $2 million to some Ukrainian webcam chick. And then the reason that he whacked out his family is because they cut him off, and he was like so in love with her that he ended up fucking whacking out his family so that he could get access to the money to keep you like super chatting.
Wow. God, dude.
There was a Showtime documentary about it. I'll say it's one of the
dark.
People are
it's like
fucking,
next level dark OnlyFans culture. Oh my
yeah,
god.
dude. Let's go. Original Dankster, what's up? Tim Owens is
Nah, French version of that. No, guys. There you
go.
Oh,
yeah. No, the UK version. The UK version.
Nate speaks
UK
world.
version. There we go.
Yeah. Schuster, what's up, dog? Look at this crew. I'm concerned, Jesse. I hope you didn't draw the pivot man straw. Is that that's got to be something about like a person who gets like
got to be a gay joke.
Yeah, you gotta be
gay joke, bro.
You gotta be part of the team to know the rules, also. We don't know the rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's like
get out the saltine
it's
crackers. Get out the
It's like a
saltine
soggy
crackers.
biscuit thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The last one to hit it has to eat it.
What is a pivot
Gross.
straw?
Jesse's Google recommendations now.
Yeah, I'll find it. This is just south of history. What's up, dude? Say hi to all the mid-40s moms hanging out with middle-aged men every night talking politics. We've arrived, ladies.
There you go.
Nice, dude. Thank you.
Ladies.
James Hart. I don't know whose this is. Also, serious opinion, but bro, if you ever can please run for president, because we need an intelligent president. That's obviously not for me, so that's got to be for one of you guys.
Hopefully it's for you guys. I'm not.
I get that. I get that constantly. I think James is from my community. And like, I don't think that the U.S. is like, I know that we have a 34-time felon in office, but I don't think we're ready for a 58-time felon in office.
No, you got 58? Nice work,
dog,
dude.
I was playing
Damn.
Pokemon with the felonies, dog. I was trying to catch them all.
Let's
All of them that
go,
weren't
dude.
sex offenses, dog.
Is that a real number? That's
a real number, bro. I was violently retarded when I was out using and shit, bro. And like, by the grace of God, I'm in a better place now. I'm not bragging about that. It's really embarrassing numbers, dude. To be honest,
But you should also be proud of making it here, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Ian.
Absolutely.
Dude, you know what's hilarious about the Trump case though is if you talk to somebody who hates Trump and they bring up the felonies, just ask them about it. Be like, hey, go ahead, just run me through the details of that case. Like you'll never find a single person who knows anything about it. Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a big Trump criticizer. Obviously, I didn't used to be. I am now. Like a lot of us are. But like even that, I'm like, come on, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
None of those are real.
Yeah.
It was one thing, and it was like you're like so.
Yeah. It's
he
all.
paid
It's all
invoices that were provided by his attorney. His attorney invoiced him, and he paid him.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Sam Wilson,
honestly,
thank you.
The rape case was a civil case, and everybody acts like it was an actual criminal conviction. And the threshold for for proof is not reasonable doubt. It's preponderance of the evidence. It's so different. And like, do I think the dude's sketchy and he says horrific shit that makes me go, that sounds like a fucking pedo? Yes, absolutely. But like, I don't trust civil cases to be beyond a reasonable doubt.
Especially in the political climate in which it took
place. Did you guys see her go on, who was it?
Silver Fox.
Cooper?
Yes.
She was interviewing with Anderson Cooper, and she started talking about how sexy grape is, and he immediately like cut the interview off. It was we're done with this conversation because you're a psycho.
Yeah, his reaction is priceless. He's just like he's frozen in time. Like she's all fantasies.
Yeah,
he's like,
and he's like, this is not what I expected.
Yeah. Or there's there's this one, it's like she is so batshit crazy. This lady is like,
oh, is this her?
Oh, she's a
nut. She's like,
sleep late, and I like to live like 90 in between. I get up around noon and I stagger outside out the store and I throw open my arms and I thank God I don't have children. Then I go.
Her dog has blue hair.
Go back in.
I can't imagine what's wrong with America.
And start reading a stack of ASCII gene letters.
There she is.
I never thought much went on in the morning anyway. Women
All right,
have
close
facials
down the
in
internet.
the
Fucking
Yeah.
destroy the internet. Blow it up.
Imagine
That's enough
that like what she blew up on was a column where people asked her for fucking advice, dude.
For real.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in a certain way, though, she blew up on being institutionally selected in order to promote that ideology, in order to get that column. It's not like she got that column because of the free markets. Just like this is from the institutional days when it wasn't free market capitalism in the information space. It was big ass institutions funded by I can't imagine who, selecting who was going to put their opinions into these places. And what do you know what magazine or newspaper or whatever she was a part of?
I can't. It was a big one though in New York.
Yeah, because it's like I feel like there's a fucking agenda when they give people like that kind of platform. You are trying to destroy this country, whoever you are. Without a doubt.
Are we like the first? Are we like the kind of the first generation of like this is like the people who are kind of doing what we do now is almost like the first generation of like when everybody was kind of competing and like, you know, where there's no gatekeepers. It was just a matter of
in history. I think so.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like you could argue that's happened in different ways in different times, but ultimately as the barrier to entry of information gets easier, that just opens it all up. Whereas like book publishing was a huge barrier to entry and weird. Ghislaine Maxwell's dad's buying all the book publishers. What's up with that, right?
And then he's gonna just raid the pension program and fuck every person who's ever worked for him, and he's gonna get $600 million.
She worked at Elle magazine, by the way.
Elle magazine.
Oh, okay.
From 1993. From 1993 to 2020.
Is that the only one though? I thought she worked for one of those New York papers. Also, I could be wrong.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that pops up.
Okay. Kangaroo Bot says, "How many New Yorkers are moving to New Hampshire?"
Probably a few. Florida more likely though.
Please, no. New Hampshire's fine. Move to fucking New Hampshire. Stay the fuck from around Florida. Florida don't want you. Like, bro, I lived in Florida for 10 years. Floridians, like, I was a transplant, but like, I look like this and I'm mildly violently retarded, so I fit in. You know what I'm saying? But like, Floridians do not like the New Yorkers there, bro. Like, it is not a thing. They're like, you're gonna come here and you're gonna make our state pussy. You don't come here to acclimate and to like go, oh shit, I'm a refugee from a place that's all fucked up because of the way we voted. I'm going to do better. They're like, it's beautiful here. Let's make it New York. Stop fucking doing that. You're an invasive species, for fuck's sake.
It's crazy that no one ever figured that out.
Yeah, we had California plates when we moved to Texas. And so my wife got a bumper sticker that said, "Don't California my Texas," and put it on the back of her car. And everyone would like honk at us and shit. They're like, yeah.
Yeah,
that was how we. This one's for Dubs and JD.
So Ambana said, "Hey JD, where's Jumpsuit Pablo? I haven't talked to Paul in a couple days. Is he not? Shit. Actually, I haven't talked to him in like a week or so. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Thank you for letting me know. I'll hit him up and just check in on him. Love Paul, man. Huge shout out to Jumpsuit Pablo."
Hey, JD, what happened between you and Wes Watson? I saw him talking about you in his story yesterday.
Did he say his name? Did he say your name?
Well, he didn't say it with his mouth, but it was on screen because somebody asked him, are you going to take JD up on that offer? Because he's clearly in relapse. He's doing powder. And I'm a recovery coach. And as much as I think that he's not on a virtuous
giant
path,
douchebag.
Yeah, so look, here's the thing is like when he was sober doing this shit, I was like, fuck you, you're a full-fledged retard. I can't stand you. Now that he's using, I'm like, I would like to help him. The recovery coach in me, the recovering addict in me is like, I need to reach back and offer this person help. Do I think he'll take it? Probably not, but I need to make that offer. So I made that offer, and somebody asked him if he was going to take me up on that offer, and he was like, who the fuck is he? I don't know who this dude is. My security guard's the biggest. Look at this Asian dude. He's super big. I hang out with big dudes. I'm from California. First off, bitch, I'm from California too. Secondly, you do know who I am because you followed me on TikTok. You followed me on Insta. You followed me on Facebook. You've blocked me on all those platforms now. So you're like a liar and a fat mouth, bro. And I smell the cum on your breath through the fucking screen. Do you want help or not? Because you are literally the butt of the joke. We were laughing with you at first. Now everyone's laughing at you, and I'm the last one out here trying to help you instead of making fun of you, because you've acted like a clown, bro. Like it is what it is, man. I'm still willing to help him, and I made a response video that'll be up later today.
You know, and I, you know, a lot of people already know I do the Willy Wonka Wednesday, Wes Watson Wednesdays. It doesn't even feel right roasting him now. You know, and look, I mean, I'm from California. He's talking that California shit, but everybody knows in the criminal world, California is fucking hated, right? This dude's in Florida talking about he's Mr. Ex-con, shot caller everywhere he goes, and he's going to go into a jail system strung out. They already want to get him. They already want to get him. You do not go in strung out like that.
So I'm from California. I've done time in Oregon. I've lived in Florida. I've done time in Florida. Let me tell you exactly how it's going to go for Wes when he gets to Florida prisons. So he has at least 2 of the organizations out of California have green lights on him because he's lying. He's using other white boys' stories and pretending they're his. And so they've taken offense to this. And the fact that he didn't even do his time in California, they're pissed off about that. So they're like, you know, green light, which is part of why he lives in Miami, not Los Angeles, dog. And so when he goes in there, the Unforgiven, they are probably going to honor that green light. The Unforgiven wants to side with the big organization that they tried to get involved with, you know, the big one, the 2-letter organization. They know that they can curry favor with them. They'll probably going to be like, you know what? If they say it's fuck this dude, it's fuck this dude, and we're going to fuck this dude up. Now, he's got claims to have money. I think that he's bankrupt as fuck, personally.
Yeah, I don't think he's got
claims
money,
to have money. And so that's going to put a target on his back. All this rah, 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 I buy Maseratis with cash, yada, yada, yada. That, bro, you're playing a dangerous game when you're going into prison, and everybody who's been there knows it. He swears he's famous. Bro, I have like 1,100,000 more subs on YouTube than him, and I'm just an asshole with internet connection, dog. I am not famous. I am not shit. I'm just a dude who yaps, bro. But he swears he's famous. That's going to put a target on his back. He's been out here spewing racist, fucking crazy shit. So it's not just the white boys he's going to have to worry about. Some of the people of, you know, other persuasions are going to be like, you know what? It's fuck that dude. And everybody's going to see him as a trophy. If you fuck Wes Watson up, you get to be the dude who says, yo, I got to fuck Wes Watson up. Just like when I was in prison in Oregon and we had the happy face killer on the yard. And I'm like, I want to be able to tell my grandkids I beat up a serial killer in prison. It's a cool story to be able to go home and tell. So I, you know, threw a couple shots at him. He's bigger than me. I didn't expect him to run. But, you know, it wasn't a good fight. It was sloppy. I don't ever really brag about my fights because I've grown out of that. But all those people in prison are going to be after him, bro. He's not going to have a good run. He may as well fucking get some knee pads off commissary immediately.
Yeah.
He reminds, he's like the prison tubes Tim Kennedy, dude. That's who he reminds me of.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he, like, the guy, when I look at him though, like you remember well, obviously you guys remember, but like a week ago, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not straight." You know when he said that on live TV or whatever.
Everything he said.
The thing is, like, I watched the whole clip. It's obviously not what he meant, but what he looked like to me is like this dude is strung out, has not slept in days. Like where you could just see, like, you know, you could recognize, like I could recognize a person who's strung out and hasn't slept, and it was like, so like his brain's like not clicking. You know, like he's like he's like. He's like, you know, like, I'm not straight. And then they're like, hey, wait, what? And he's like, and you can just see, he's like, I don't even know what I said. Like, I need a nap. I need to eat and I need to go to sleep for like multiple days to recover.
Yes.
Man, you could see it in his eyes. They're hollowed out. His pupils are dilated. He's losing weight. He's losing size. It's not like I'm cutting sort of losing weight. Like I cut and lost weight, but it's like that sickly losing weight, bro. And like he's drinking with that twink Jack Doherty, and he's got this big smile on, and his eyes look hollowed out, bro. You could just tell that he's in a bad way. And I'm not making fun of him. I've been there, dog. And you could tell when he's saying he doesn't give a fuck if he gets 25 years in prison. Dude, I've literally been there in my life where I was like, that's my retirement plan. I don't give a fuck. I've been that desperate, bro. I've been there. And it's just so sad for me to see that, and like to be able to understand that only by the grace of God and people that helped me find my way out am I here today. So if I can extend offering to help him find his way out, I would love to do that, but I think his pride and his ego will get in the way. And
yeah, the surrender part of like, oh, this rock bottom surrender. I see that as an untenable thing for him. Would be
absolutely.
And look, when you talk about 25 years, he doesn't care. I did 24, but I was 19 when I went in. Right? You do not want to do 20 years or anything close to that when you're fucking 40 years old. That's basically, it's a wrap. It's over.
I don't want to do 20 fucking minutes, dude.
Oh, I don't now. I was into it before though.
Hey, somebody just put this in or brought this up in the chat, and I know this meme and I want to just put it up there. So let's just share my screen real quick. Hold on, let me zoom it back down.
Oh, you do? Oh, I add it?
Yeah, you add it.
Yeah. This is actually from a video. There's actually a video that has audio.
What?
Where they like dubbed his words.
Somebody put that in the chat, and so I just had to throw the meme up so people could see what he was talking about.
Yeah, you a silly
Okay,
person.
that is hilarious, dude.
If you think we shouldn't bomb children, you a silly person.
All right, that's good. All right, I had to put it up there, man. So I saw somebody put Apac Shakur in the chat, and I had to throw it in there.
AJ says, y'all know about the 12 phones that were initially activated in Israel that were present at UVU on the days. Hey, okay, so let me say something about that. So I did a show yesterday, and dude, and the guy was like, "How do you know that they weren't like foreign exchange students?" And I was like, "Fuck, I don't know. That's actually not a tip. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that would exonerate this piece of data."
Yeah, it could be.
I mean,
because that's super normal for. Yeah, it's super normal for Israeli Jewish foreign exchange students to go to a Mormon college.
Yeah, that many of them.
Like, that's super normal. That's what they always do.
If you were actually looking at them and you actually like, if you were a fucking nerd, you could tell when they entered the country. And if they all came from Egypt to America on the same day, like a couple weeks before, we would probably know what that meant. So I'm very curious about that.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
the Egypt connection is wild. If you know the geopolitics of the Middle East and of Israel's relationship with Egypt and the American relationship with Egypt, it suddenly is like, oh boy, the Egypt connection makes a lot more sense now.
Yep.
I resisted buying into that. Like, I tried to resist. I was like, I don't want to, I mean, I don't want to just
who's the second biggest recipient of U.S. foreign aid in history?
That Suez Canal
number one
is
who's number two? Yeah.
Hey Ian, I have so much to say, but you've opened me up to some very eye-opening info, so thank you. That being said, what's next on the agenda for the who's as far as it goes with Mom Donnie? I don't know, dude. Like we were talking about earlier, we will see whether they want him to crash and burn or they want him to promote socialism to the masses. And I think let's be clear, like, Jews are not a monolith, and there's a right-wing, left-wing Jew divide that often, like, whether by design or not, often sort of plays off like, let's start a war, let's welcome the immigrants, right? Like, let's fund this, let's fund that, right? So, we'll see. But I'm fucking glad I don't live in New York. Let's just
Fact.
Yeah, let's just.
I'm just glad. I'm being from California. I'm glad that there's somebody else that's going to get laughed at, because how they always shit on us. No, it's New York is about to feel it right now.
Yep.
They're saying, I mean, like, there was some kind of estimate that they were saying, like, they thought 9% of people who earn over $250,000 a year already said for sure that they would leave. And the best thing that I saw was Kevin O'Leary. I actually met Kevin O'Leary at the 2022 Bitcoin conference. He's super fucking nice. But I saw a clip of him, and I think he might have been actually on The Real View. And he was like, all I want is I just want Mom Dottie to explain exactly how, as a real estate developer, I am going to get financing from a bank when, and then he ran through why his policies fundamentally will mean there will never be a dollar lent to a single real estate developer under any circumstances if he really means it. And I remember just watching that. I'm like, this is where you could like show that to the majority of the voters. And you're like, you understand that what he's saying is accurate. No one is going to be able to build anything. Your concern is about affordable housing. You're not going to be able to build any more housing under any circumstances. And they would just go, meh, and they'd still vote for him, dude.
Yeah. Turns out that electing a 34-year-old with no political experience, he might not know how to actually run a city.
Well, also, though, I think people drastically overestimate what he can do policy-wise as mayor. Like he is so limited in what so much of his claims would take the governor to enact, and the governor has already said she ain't gonna fucking do anything that he's putting forward. So it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, you know, when you run for student president at your high school and you promise fucking vending machines and all this shit, and really what you can deliver is like a little snack bar instead, because you couldn't actually give anything that you promised. I think there's going to be a lot of that going on in New York.
Hey, Nate, but I don't know how true it is. I heard that one of the first things he said he wants to do is defund the terrorism unit and the NYPD.
Well, that he'll be able to do as mayor, I would imagine, because that's local. Yeah. Go ahead, man. Good luck. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's going to try to block ICE and block all the federal actions, and it's like, all right, bud.
Yep. Good luck.
Just think who's going to start. Everybody's going to start flying over there.
I'm not going there.
Never forget.
Who's got new beginnings?
So saying to Antifa, that's very fascist of you, when they stopped free speech, got me hit with the sign. Very crazy people out there. I hope Nick stays safe. Which Nick? Nick Sorter? Nick Shirley? They're out there getting assaulted on the regular, dog. Like, it's crazy.
Nick is, for sure.
Like, Nick Shirley is just like an independent journalist. Like, he doesn't like try to argue or interject. He's not provocative or aggressive. He'll walk up and just put a mic in your face and be like, hey, just tell me what and they're like, no, fuck you. And they spit on him and attack him. It's crazy how the people out there acting the most fascist are the ones with the, like, you know, how do we cover this up? We're going to go anti-bad guy, good guy club with this and just call ourselves Antifa. It's perfect. No one will ever see through it.
That shit is funded. That is a foreign ass operation.
Absolutely.
So funded.
What did you guys think about Erica Kirk's interview on Fox News? Did you guys watch any of the clips? I watched one.
It was the first time I saw her express emotions that I thought were genuine.
Yep.
Not to say that I think that she was lying about everything. It's that the evidence of what I saw, her tears and the way she was acting in this interview made me feel like that looks genuine to me. Those are real. There's a lot of tears. They're ongoing for a long time because there was like a clip of like, we caught Erica putting in fake tears backstage or whatever. It's like, I don't know, man. But this one is like, no, those were real fucking tears. So now I think that people that want to argue that Erica's faking everything, I think you have a much steeper hill to climb in your evidence base, because this was an extended interview where she was clearly crying extensively at the right times, at least in my view. But I'd be curious for other people to talk me off of that ledge.
My wife agrees with you, for sure.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And it explains one real quick. It also, she said that her phone died like that day from all the calling and texting and stuff, and that she left it off for like weeks. And that explains a lot. And I've heard rumors that that access to her is non-existent from like the highest level at TPUSA, that there are executives in TPUSA that don't have any access to her whatsoever. And that she's basically like a ghost that is getting trotted in, trotted out, and very protected. And so I actually really do believe at face, like, as in, we'll look into it, but it's not hard for me to believe that she doesn't really know what the conspiracy theories are. She doesn't really know what people are saying about the evidence. She doesn't really, I think she's actually really not paying attention. She's certainly not talking to Candace. And I think that that explains a lot about where she's at and what's going on inside of TPUSA.
That is a good point. Yeah. I mean, when they asked her specifically about the conspiracy theories, her answer to me appeared that she just gave an answer that like was like, just taken, like, it didn't address anything. So like that would line up with what you said.
And if I was Charlie Kirk's kids, like, call me crazy, but like, if like Charlie Kirk's kids are going to grow up to be so fucking based, like looking up to their father that was martyred, that there's this big conspiracy around, and like they're going to be smart enough to fucking figure out that something's wrong with who killed
Look at RFK.
Dad. Exactly, right? I think
RFK will say that same thing.
To be the biggest conspiracy theorists of all, and I'm really excited to watch them grow up, and hopefully I pray that they grow up well and healthy and happy, and despite not having a dad, hopefully they live a great life.
They kind of do have a dad though, like, because they have access to so much of his.
I'm going to push back on all you guys a little bit from that interview.
Yeah,
there was something that really, I do think you got some points. Unfortunately, she started that interview off talking about how it's just not fair because she's had cameras watching her every move and thrust in her face during this entire time. And I want to say, those were your fucking cameras.
Yeah.
Those aren't our cameras. That's not the media's cameras. You're not Princess Diana. You have put yourself with TPUSA. You were doing podcasts a day later. Okay. You're on a podcast tour. All right. I'm sorry, but like, I get everybody grieves differently, but there is some accountability to her actions, and TPUSA deciding it was a good idea to shove her in front of everybody over and over and over and over again. Not to say that she's not genuine, but I think they did that to themselves and they did that to her, and she did it to herself.
Well, in some ways, it might be it's possible, Nate, that they did that to her. Right,
that's what I'm saying.
Right, but I mean,
it's not me and you and Candace Owens shoving cameras in her face. It's TPUSA and her, right?
Completely
so when she said that gave me a big eye roll. Like, you did that. Fox News didn't do that. Nobody's done that. That's on you.
She didn't. What I'm saying is that she didn't necessarily do that. Imagine you're Erica Kirk and Charlie's just been killed, and all of the men around you that run Charlie's company, that are Charlie's best friends, allegedly, they're all like, we want you to step in. We want you to step up. We need you to be strong for Charlie. And they're pressure. And I'm not saying I know this. I'm saying, imagine if they are pressuring her to do all that. That's fucked. And that would match with their other behavior of exploiting Charlie for all that he's worth.
Oh yeah, no. Right? I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I the more I watch TPUSA, man, like I started out, like me personally, don't point any fingers at them, nothing. And to the point we've got now, and I'm not talking about Erica Kirk, I'm talking about the people at TPUSA. I think they're all fucking leeches, dude. I went on a giant rant the other day about them continuing to broadcast on his channel, making a fool out of his channel. Like, they need to get the fuck, if anything, get off Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel. You didn't build
the Turning Point channel.
And start the Turning Point. You didn't build his fucking channel. Don't disgrace it. Get off of it and go do your stuff on TPUSA. So I agree with you on that point, where she probably has been, I would imagine she probably has been influenced by them and forced into that.
I want to jump in here as somebody, I don't know how many of you guys have lost like somebody that you were intensely close with, but like after I lost one of my kids, bro, in 2022, like I was shut down on such a fundamental level. Like there's a level of shock that your whole psyche goes through when you lose somebody that's like unfathomable to lose. And like, I very easily could have been herded into like stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, being fake for cameras and shit like that, being coaxed to be strong and all that. I could 100% see that. I don't think that the people around her have the best intentions for her specifically.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Maybe they think they're doing what they're doing in the best interest of TPUSA in the way that they see it. But like, you know, there are some things with her where I'm like, leather pants was a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, like, and that hug was, I mean,
choice.
I'm just telling you, like, I'm a married man. If some woman put her hand on the back of my head in a warm and loving embrace, I would be like, nope, you know what I'm saying? So there's
or this statement where I promise if I'm dead, I want you all. I've already said, I told my wife, my buddies are going to take care of you. If you go out in public and say, no one will ever replace my husband, but this man, that's a fucking problem 6 weeks later.
So listen though, with that hug as well, I've also seen her pictures of her hugging Usha and doing the same exact thing with
no. Well, I've seen people try to defend that. Throw that out the window. Hugging your female friend, comparing to hugging a male, one of your dead husband's best friends,
and the vice
that
president
way in public is vastly fucking different than hugging your female friend. So that one needs to get thrown out. I've seen people try to defend that. No. My wife would cut my fucking balls off if some woman hugged me like that as I had my hands on her hip.
It's like when you and I hug, you cut my butt cheeks gently and intimately. But like if you were to do it to my wife, I wouldn't be cool with it.
I can tell you, JD, would your wife have been okay with watching that hug with your hands on some other chick's hips in public? No, she would have fucking cut you nuts off.
She'd kill motherfucking everybody, bro.
Yeah.
So check this out real quick. Dude. So relevant context is this is what Charlie was wearing the day he got shot. He's wearing black jeans, white Freedom shirt, and then this is her outfit. Like they were trying to recreate Charlie's fucking outfit. That's what they were trying to do. Yeah. That was like the attempt.
Yeah, well, it didn't work out.
Well said.
My wife found that, but I mean, still,
women pay attention to the
leather
details,
pants, though. Leather fucking pants.
Also, when you know JD's background with leather, then that becomes a whole new thing.
Damn. Couch
what is
joke,
it?
insert here.
I did
Right,
not
I'm just
know
saying.
that. I knew his background with Peter, but I didn't know his background with that.
You don't know about the leather couches, Ian?
No,
I don't.
What?
Oh,
yes.
dog.
Oh, yes. So it's from Hillbilly Elegy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what people are saying is like that leather pants were a choice to hug JD
Wait,
that
tell
way
me.
for sure.
Tell me about the leather couches.
Jesse, you're always so far behind the
I know,
dirty shit,
dude.
man.
I didn't
So,
even know
yeah.
about fucking
I
Symbolism.
don't know either.
Hillbilly- Have you not looked at any meme or post about JD Vance? All you're going to
All
see
I
is
do
couch jokes.
is film and do jujitsu, and that's
So
it.
when Peter Thiel decided that he wanted to choose the next president of the United States, he funded he funded JD Vance all the way through his campaign, through his career, got him elected into Congress, and magically a book appears called Hillbilly Elegy that JD did not write, but they tried really hard to hide that fact to this day. And then once he was gonna run for vice president and no one had ever fucking heard of this new politician, magically that book gets selected by Netflix for a giant movie that hits the theaters right before JD Vance gets announced as the vice president nominee. And in that Hillbilly Elegy, there's some stuff with some couches from back in his degenerate I'm a hillbilly days, because I'm so relatable.
Yeah.
But
And
nobody
by-
owns
and
the
by-
media.
Involving
Nobody
his
owns the
Willie.
media.
If you didn't, yeah.
Fucking leather couches, essentially.
Ben, what is
right.
up, my guy? Keep
Wait.
it up,
So
JD.
in the show or the book, he's like he's sticking his dick in a leather couch.
There's some alluding to it.
So
Yeah.
then I retract every bit of defense that I gave
Yeah.
to this outfit. Then that's
That's
pretty
where
relevant
all the memes
context.
and jokes are about the leather pants are coming from, Jesse. Is
Yeah.
because of JD's hillbilly
Bro,
elegy
I
backstory
don't-
with couches.
I don't think those hillbillies could afford a leather couch, dog. I'm pretty sure their couch was like fucking denim.
Pleather, bro.
Pleather.
Yeah.
Maybe
Old
pleather.
pleather from the side of the road. It's even softer. It's already worn in. Someone
already
else's
been-
thumb
it's
is
not
already
it's
all
not
over it.
cheating
Already
if I
been-
keep the
Oh,
pants
what
on.
the
It's not
fuck?
cheating, dude. It's not cheating.
So what do you think's the over under that JD Vance divorces?
That's
his
what I'm
wife?
hearing.
Oh, there's
During
a
this-
All the
lot.
way up.
That's a big one.
That'd
All
be
the way up.
fucked up, dude. That'd be so fucked.
So wait,
that would be
Ian, can you give me my theory? I was talking to my wife
Yeah.
about real quick.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to divorce her. What's far more beneficial than divorce?
Pneumonia.
She dies.
Pneumonia.
Oh
She
no.
dies due an
That'd be
illness.
so dark.
Yep.
Oh,
That-
but it would be tug at the heartstrings of the
Yeah.
evangelicals.
Dude,
Could
that
you
would be-
imagine?
they find
Peak
solace in
degenerate
each other's
America.
grief, and they fix each other.
It writes
Dude.
itself, dog. It writes
I will
itself.
It writes itself.
Hold on.
No.
Divorce
writes
won't work
itself,
politically.
You're right.
Divorce
dude.
won't
You're
work
so
politically
right.
for the evangelical crowd.
No,
They won't buy
it
that.
doesn't. Even
dark.
though she's Hindu and she won't convert,
No, you're
like
totally
a divorce
right.
is it's a mark of shame. It's a scarlet
Yep.
letter.
It's
But
gotta be widow.
if she and Nate pointed this out to me. Like, look at pictures of her today as opposed to 10 months ago.
Yeah,
She
dude,
looks
that-
like
they've been
she's-
that
working.
picture
She looks like she's being
They've
poisoned,
been
dude.
working on this shit, bro. It is crazy if you look at the
She
comparison.
looks 20 years older.
Yeah, you guys know what you're talking
and so
about.
I think 2028, the Republican ticket comes down to JD Vance remarried to Erica Kirk and Nick Fuentes married to Candace Owens. Because I think JD Vance needs to whitewash his family, and I think Nick needs to get a little bit of color in his perspective to be able to be sellable. Candace might not be amenable, but I did see her
No,
comment on his X
certainly
post
not.
today.
It was
Certainly
good to
not.
see
I-
that. It was good to see
my
that. Like,
researcher,
you're
Secret
agreeing for
Weapon, said
once.
the couches thing is a lie.
Hold
Fact
on.
check lie. He says.
Yeah, probably not. But let's look at let's
I
look
like
at
my
this,
couches
'cause
pre-fucked before I get them.
Put this picture up on the screen, and this is why this is important. This is his opponent.
Yep.
That's in 2028. And if you fucking think the JD
You're
Vance
right.
is going to beat this, I can tell you right now, you're fucking high.
You're right.
Yep.
I
I'm
think
just
what he
saying.
really needs to focus on there is that Gavin Newsom had an affair with his chief of staff's wife.
Won't matter.
When they
It won't matter. They
It
don't
won't
care.
matter. It's America.
They don't
It's
care
the
about
left.
that. Yeah. Yep.
No, I mean,
know.
no,
They're
like Donald
all
Trump.
polyamorous anyways. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
extra
know it
points
won't
if you
matter.
watch your wife get drilled sitting in that little
Exactly.
chair in the corner, dog.
yeah.
He's so secure in his manhood, he watched that other man drill his
But
wife.
we're not just talking about the left. JD Vance has to somehow get all America First on board, which I can tell you right now, if things don't change, Nick Fuentes will make sure millions of young conservative men do not vote for JD Vance, and he will not
right
win
there
the
with
election
him,
because of
He
it.
already said he's going to. He's like, if he denounces me, I will rise up. And then fucking Vance denounced him the next day. I was like, that was not
Short-sighted.
advisable.
So you
He should have ignored the issue for a while and like bided himself a little bit of time.
So
But he
hold on.
knows they're going to kill Nick in like 6 months anyway.
Hey, so wait. So you guys think that Newsom's gonna be next?
Oh yeah, they're gonna.
yeah.
Put him
He's
up.
going to be
They're
next
gonna
on
run him.
the Democrat.
Oh, yeah,
ticket.
dude.
I've been saying I said he's gonna. I've been saying he's gonna
win the White House.
I think he's gonna win. Yeah.
If they run JD Vance against him and there's still this beef with America First, Gavin Newsom or JD's gonna get
And
landslide.
they love the pendulum swings. The pendulum swings are so fucking useful.
Gavin's
always
been he's been running the Trump, like he's been running the Trump, you know, like that's why you go on X and he's doing these AI jokes. So look at this piece of shit. It's like, I mean, no one's ever
doing all the
he's
podcasts and
he's trying to
He's
bait
taking-
Rogan into having him on. He's all, Joe's too pussy to have me on. I'm like, Joe's not gonna fall for that, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
him being our governor here. Unfortunately, I'm like, how does that sell in Middle America though? How fucked up he is.
I'm gonna.
They don't know.
Tucker to
They
run.
don't
I'm gonna
know
fucking convince Tucker
what's
Carlson
going
to
on in
run and
California.
steal the whole
In
thing.
California, they'll just
Tucker-
rig it.
Tucker, I think, is the choice.
Tucker will
I-
save the world.
Yes.
And the problem though is I think Tucker likes his life too much, man.
I know, but I will put everything I've got into convincing that man that he needs to save America and he is a patriot, and we will get Tucker to save us.
Dude,
He'll get
Elizabeth,
everybody. He can and he'll unite the America First and the MAGA crowd immediately.
That's the plan.
One
Whereas
second.
JD Vance can't do that.
well,
Yeah.
Elizabeth
right
told
now.
me that he has no security though. Like he just lives his life, doesn't have
No,
security.
just
And
his
I'm
own
like,
guns.
Yeah.
that is super fucking scary, man.
wow.
I mean, to be fair, the places that he lives, which we won't go into, the places where he lives are their own security just by the nature of the zones, like the nature of what they're like.
Yeah.
And you know, he shoots a lot, but
He does shoot a lot of guns. I
he
thought you said
shoots
he
a lot.
okay.
yeah, he shoots a lot. But that being said, Tucker, stay fucking safe. We need you desperately.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Man,
if there's a
okay.
chance that this guy Newsom can win the White House, then yes, whoever can beat him, we need. Because there's no fucking way.
Oh, dude,
I
he
don't
is the
understand.
reason the reason they didn't run him in 2024 is because they knew he's such a good candidate that they didn't want to waste him in a short term one. Like that's why they just threw Kamala at it and they're like, let's just fucking throw some shit at the wall and see if it can work. Because with Newsom, like people feel like because Trump won that there was some, you know, because like it's only taken this much time where people are already like, okay, what the fuck? But go back to fucking October 2024. And you felt like you were like given COVID and they are trying to shoot Trump. And it's like you felt like if we fucking lose, this is nightmare fuel. But
They love that
And then
pendulum
people just-
swing.
yeah, you feel like, we got him beat. You're like, dude, these motherfuckers said openly that their goal is by 2030 for the whole fucking world to be under a single world government and no one owns anything. You think these guys are just going to fucking pack up and go home? Like
No,
they
they're
never
doing
lose.
exactly
They
right.
fucking never lose.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. What's the guy's name that used to be? I think he was one of Trump's main guys, and then they had the falling out. Well, he did an interview saying
You mean
that
Jeffrey Epstein?
no, it's a political dude. But he just did a show, a podcast where he said Trump is going to run in 28.
Nah.
Are you talking about what's his name? The General Flynn?
No,
No, he's talking about Steve Bannon.
Bannon.
Yeah.
I did see that.
He's not going to run.
all that, right? And
Also-
he didn't want to say how, but he was saying, and they were asking him, isn't that going against the will of the people? And he said, well, if they vote him in, that is the will of the people.
Yeah, I've heard some things on the grapevine that aren't worth repeating out here, but like I wouldn't doubt that they have a plan that they think will work right now.
Yeah.
And I think that throughout Trump's presidency, we'll see what they think is going to work. Like, because I think it relies on them having a plan. They think that they're going to fix the economy and do all these things. And like, it's very Q sounding when I hear people like kind of, sources from the inside. And, if you do it all, if you pull it all off and you take BB's dick out of your throat for long enough to do it, maybe. But like right now, not a fucking chance.
Also, here's the thing, dude. Donald Trump is a morbidly obese 80-year-old man. I have high suspicions that he doesn't even make it the next 3 years. Just physically. I mean, do you know how many morbidly obese 80-year-olds are there out there?
True story.
Not very many.
Not that many.
Not very many.
He's too stubborn to die, though, dude.
Maybe, but I'm just telling you, dude. But I mean, he says he's 6'3", 240, which is the exact same size as me. So I'll give him credit for that. He's maybe in better condition
Trump's
than we thought.
actually jacked.
I think he's closer to about 5'10", 310. But
oh no, he's tall, dude. He's tall. Like because I've seen.
Not really. Have you seen him standing next to Gavin Newsom?
No, someone that I know who is standing next to him where I know how tall they are, and I was like, "Oh fuck, Trump's fucking big, dude." He's actually.
I think he's maybe 6 feet tall.
He's taller than 6 feet for sure.
He might not be as big as you. He just took a picture next to Gavin Newsom, he was about 3 inches shorter than Gavin Newsom. They were meeting on the airfield.
Okay, how tall is Gavin Newsom?
I'm looking it up right now.
I think about 6'3".
The internet tries to say that he's 6'3".
He's not. Maybe platform shoes like Wes Watson.
I know, right?
Yeah, okay. So check it. It's
all
right, here you go. This is the picture. He's got a weird lean going right there, but
look at his boots. He's got fucking 3-inch heel boots on.
Doing that.
Well, he doesn't wear platform boots.
Yup.
Hey,
Gavin Newsom's wearing
Gavin Newsom has
minimalist
soft-soled shoes. Yeah, minimalist. Yep. And Gavin's about 2-3 inches taller than him. So there you go. Told you.
But how is he? How is Trump doing the Michael Jackson lean? You know that?
I know all of them look like that.
I think it's just the camera angle because all three of them are doing it.
It's the flat
How weird
Earth
is that look,
accidentally
though?
bent a little bit. The flat Earth is out because the moon is full. Dog.
Yeah,
everything's out of alignment. Venus is in alignment with Capricorn, and it's all fucked, dude.
Like he may have been close to 6'3" at one point, right? Because you do shrink, you lose a couple inches as you get older. But I told you,
so they got Gavin Newsom at 6'3".
I mean, he was 2 inches shorter than Gavin Newsom there with 3-inch heels on. So I told you,
my chat is not.
Yeah, he had heels as tall as Melania's.
Dude.
Yeah, I think that we just right here, I think that all these meatheads here, we all just put together like the exact rundown of what's going to happen for the next 7 years. And it ain't great. Like
they got him listed the same.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. They got NFL players listed at 6'5" that are like 6'1". So I'm not worried about listings.
That's all fake.
So Ben McDaniel says, keep it up, JD. Love what you do for all of us, non-Earth people. Legally Blunt, what's up, Stephanie?
I absolutely love you. Thank you. I'm sorry it took so long to get to you. I know we brought you on and off screen a few times. I just got swatted again.
No shit.
Okay, for the third time.
Right now?
Yeah, third time. Yeah. No, I saw a call with no caller ID, and that's generally the police calling to just make sure that I didn't murder my wife and daughter. I just want you to know, if you're out there watching, whoever's doing this, it's literally that easy. You call a veterans hotline, suicide hotline, and you waste their time and resources. They have to call the police. The police don't come out here, you stupid piece of shit. They call me, I answer the phone, I talk to them for 3 minutes. That's all you accomplish. But you're taking resources away from veterans who might be near ending themselves. You unconscionable piece of shit. I hope you eat dirty dog shit and die twice. That's all the energy you got out of me. I hope you're happy. You might have killed a veteran.
And you probably got JD to lay a bunch of support, and there's probably super chatters that are now going to send him money to support him and hype him up because he's a good dude. And so really that just fucking backfires. Get wrecked.
And on the real, like, look up what happens if you SWAT somebody and the SWAT team, puts a round in someone. You go to prison forever.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a crime both state-wise and federally, and they're looking into this. Like there's already an investigation, so every time you do this, you're just giving them more ammo to be able to come after you. You're going to get multiple charges racked up. I know that it's probably from another state, so that's going to be federal charges. You're going to go to a federal fuck you in your asshole prison, and it's not going to be good for you. You're literally violently retarded, and you're giving them everything they need to build a case.
And if you wanted to know what'll happen to you in that prison, you could probably watch JD's channel, and he'll let you know.
Hey!
Chief Queef, what's up? Speaking of Africa, Tim Tebow used to head over there during the offseason to circumcise young Africans. That is that's weird information.
That's one of yours, brother.
That actually was one of mine, dude. Hey, this is too. Adopt a Cat says, I'm in love with Ian's intelligence and good looks.
Hey,
thanks, Cat, but I am off the market. So
you are? Wait,
Shreks.
Are you married? Aaron, you're not. Ian, you're not married, are you?
I'm not married. No, I have a girlfriend.
Okay.
Hey, JD.
I saw him post on X about it. In fact, JD. That he's off the market. And I almost.
I saw that too. I thought you were.
I almost commented,
damn
it. But I don't know him well enough yet.
I didn't know you were actually letting all the female viewers know. Yeah. Like, no, literally.
I don't post that kind of shit for fun. That's not the kind of thing I like normally talk about. I like to keep a pretty private life, but yeah.
Hey, JD.
What's up, brother?
Somebody was asking you about Jumpsuit Pablo. He just donated in the chat right now.
I know. I just saw that. The Jump is in the chat. He's here. He's alive. Paul is doing well. I think his cat is doing well as well. So we are always concerned about Paul and his cat.
Yeah, if you guys see anyone come in that you want to shout out, like feel free, because on the ones where I'm just going through, I don't even want to tell you what time we're at, dude.
Ian, have you hold on? Have you made sure that you're not getting cash pateled?
Yes, I have. By your girlfriend, and I think about that a lot. Yeah, I'm very.
That's a real. I mean, that's a real thing that you potentially need to be concerned with. I know people will laugh about that, but it's not a joke.
And that's why I'm so fortunate, and that's why I'm so grateful, and I ain't fucking this up, because like that's a real concern, and I feel for that for Nick, for example. Like
Nick Fuentes is going to deal with that big time.
That is rough, dude. His DMs must be full of all kinds of fake ass Israeli honeypots.
Yep. This shit they got. I mean, I think they got it. Anyway, Lord Griffin says
religion are problems.
Yeah,
not everyone from those religions are problems. Like there are Christians that are pieces of shit too out there. I think that extremism is problems. Absolutely. And certainly some religions skew better towards extremism than others, and certain religions have made it their entire national identity to be extremist right now. But everyone is an individual.
Yeah, Son of the Prophet. What's up, man? America first. No billionaire rulers. I mean, I don't have a problem with people being billionaires.
That's kind of what we're living in, but
it's going to happen.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Zuby says, what hard stances do you think Trump take to separate from Israel without hurting that funding? Like, what's a logical stance he could possibly take from your guys' views? Left and right wing wants a civil war. He's not going to do anything against them under any circumstances, in my opinion, because he has that Gaza deal that represents such an astronomical amount of money. It's unfathomable. He's just going to do whatever they say. I don't think that he'll go to war for them.
Let me argue the other side of that, actually. And I'm not really arguing the other side of it, but because it's still fucked up. But that Gaza deal, for example, deal is bringing in a bunch of Arab money from the Gulf states, and it's getting Gulf state money to invest alongside Jewish money. And I like, and even though it's fucked up the way that is happening, in the long run future, I think that is what needs to happen in order to normalize relations and to kind of calm the fuck down out here, because ultimately money talks. And if the billionaires that are brown have money invested with the billionaires that have big noses, and everyone just simmers down and takes the jokes, that will hopefully lead to a better world. But I'm not confident that that's what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna take a little bit different perspective. I think Butler, Pennsylvania was a warning.
I agree.
And I don't think I'm Jesse. He's not gonna, not because of money, not because of anything. He ain't gonna budge because he knows what's gonna fucking happen if he doesn't.
There's an article on the Gray Zone from Max Blumenthal where they say that he says he has, and he's a great reporter, I trust him, and he says he has sources inside the White House that are multiple that are saying that Trump is afraid of Netanyahu because of that.
He might, I mean, I'm not saying he's not. The only reason I would push back on the Butler being a warning is only because of that trade that I verified a bunch of different ways where that Austin, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's a family investment fund, and they bought 1.2 million short, but like they shorted Trump's media company, and then after the day before the assassination attempt, and then the day after, the guys who own that fund, all the primary investors were Cheney, fucking Soros, and all those guys, and they actually went and said that the short position that they took on DJT was an accident by their clerk, and the fucking trading desk allowed them to change it from 1.2 million shares to 1,200 shares. They allowed them to change it after Trump. Look that up, dude. It's
But
true.
why does that indicate anything different about what Nate said about Butler? You mean
It means that those guys thought he was going to die, because if he dies, the stock goes to zero, because it's a stock that's based. It's his media company. It was Trump's media company, so they short it, and then he survives, and all of a sudden they're never mind. I'm sorry, that was meant to be, because it went the other way.
That's whether he was
supposed to die. That's the point.
Well, yeah, that's
why
my
he's so
point.
scared.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And he has enough connection.
Okay, I thought you were saying. Okay, that's fair. I thought you were saying.
He was supposed to.
Okay, you're saying he's terrified of them because they already took a shot at him. I thought you were saying they intentionally missed him.
Whether they got him or not, whether they got him or not, he knows that he fucks around. He's going to find out.
And the thing is that gives me pause about what's happening right now is there are rumblings behind the scenes that there are people in Trump's circle that for example, Max Blumenthal with the Gray Zone in those same articles claimed that there are Trump insiders that are saying that immediately the entire Trump camp had suspicions about Israel being involved in Charlie Kirk's murder. And there are people around Trump's camp like Joe Kent and Tulsi Gabbard that seem to be investigating foreign influence in the whole thing. And if Trump knows that Butler came from that same direction or even suspects it, then you are retarded to not suspect the same thing for Charlie Kirk. And so I'm holding out this hope that in the background, quietly behind the scenes, there's some sort of investigation going on, because otherwise Trump is an idiot and everyone around him is an idiot, which is also possible.
Did anyone ever give an explanation, a real one, on why Cash blocked them from looking into the potential foreign support?
Cash did. Yeah, Cash gave his reason.
Yeah, when he tweeted about his fucking girlfriend's concerts.
No.
You mean something
Cash
else?
Patel said because their investigation would potentially disrupt and damage the prosecution's case. How? Yeah. I have no clue. I don't know, but that's what Cash Patel said. That's why he shut it down. Yeah. To me, I don't believe that. How the prosecution would have ever even known that Joe Kent and Tulsi Gabbard were doing this investigation had it not come out to the public. But
literally the only way that makes sense is if he's saying that if they find something where there was support, then that would make it harder to convict Tyler. Hang on. So you're saying what if Tyler didn't fucking do it, guy? Yeah. You're just going to throw him into prison forever or give him the death penalty and allow a foreign country to get away with assassinating your friend on fucking American soil?
Correct. Yeah. Yes.
Wow. That is bananas.
I'll be right back.
Has anyone noticed
that maybe?
Oh,
have you considered maybe Cash Patel is just wildly not qualified for the job, and he's a fucking weirdo, and he's on cocaine all the time?
Yeah, he's just a podcaster.
That could be a thing.
I know. Yeah, I know a dude who loves blow. Just looking at him, I can pick those out just like that. I'm not saying he's on blow, but he's one of those guys I could tell you put some cocaine in his nose and he likes it a lot. He like it. He like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't kill me. I won't release the Epstein files.
Those intense eyes. Oh my God.
Has anyone noticed that the UVU assassination location looks like the Hanukkah candle? And so did JFK location. JFK location did? I definitely noticed the UVU location. That was fucking weird symbolism.
Wait, really? Someone pull it up. I'll put it on I'll put it on stage.
Daily
Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
Overhead view. You mean the UVU location?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely
that's a thing.
I've seen that. I've seen the Vatican looks like a snake's face on the inside. You guys seen that shit?
That's wild.
Yeah.
It'll take me a second, but I've got them.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Putin could kick Trump's ass. He's a black belt. He's a black belt in judo, but that is probably 100% accurate.
Yeah,
because Putin's judo is legit, dude. Even though he's small.
Have you seen Trump dance? He absolutely can't throw a punch.
Not a chance. All right, Jesse, I just loaded it in right there.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Donald Trump has ever punched a motherfucker or been punched in his life?
No, I don't think so.
I don't.
I think he's been punched.
Jesse, you can see how it is 1, 2, 3, 4 wings of it, and then the center. And there's a lot of images you can look up on Google where people have overlaid a menorah, and it is literally
exactly.
I don't know what it is, but there's religious symbolism to which candle you light when, and it's just weird. It's what
about Dili Plaza?
Can we pull exactly? I was looking into that. I'll see if I can find it, but I don't have any memory of that being a thing.
Hey, somebody said Trump would just shoot fucking Putin.
So somebody also said Trump was in the WWF a couple times. So.
Oh, he was.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
You're right, dog. Hold on.
That's
Who said that? I want to
that's
shout out
just
Fun with Dirt.
scripted.
Fun with Dirt. I know it's scripted, bro, but it's still like, you know, I mean, everything's
You have to
scripted.
do
It showed athleticism and his ability to
Yes.
like jump
true.
on somebody.
Oh, Vince McMahon's my best friend, and he never had any allegations.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my
no,
God!
they-
I,
Daily
dude,
Plaza
What the
pulled
hell
up
did I
now.
walk back into?
that
Daily
story,
Plaza
that was one of
kind
those
of
stories that like when that Vince McMahon shit happened, like that was one of those ones where people are like, Jesse on Fire is making this very entertaining. He's like, that's like the kind of story that I can make a lot of fucking jokes about. You know what I mean? Like I was reading the lawsuit. That shit was so fucked up. That case is fucked.
Hey, real quick, Jesse, before we move on, pull up my screen one more time and we'll just kind of look at the Dealey Plaza one. Like, so I think that they're claiming that this is a menorah shape, which, you know, you could not as obvious as the Charlie Kirk spot, but there is kind of a V shape like that. And he was shot on one of these roads. So
Who was?
Seems like a
Jay
little bit
Jay.
of a stretch.
Oh,
A little
Jay.
bit of a
Yeah.
stretch, like Wes Watson's paperwork.
yeah, bit of a stretch.
and his anus in prison.
Yeah, I was gonna say his
Whoa.
paperwork wallet. His
The
wallet.
funniest
That's where
thing
he
is
kept
that
his paperwork.
when he talked about keystring stuff, that was like not even contraband. I was like, why are you
Yeah,
fucking
shit that you're allowed to take with you. He's like, I don't need to put it in my ass. I want to put it in my ass, bro.
Yeah. I hoop my paperwork. You're all, why don't you just
Yeah.
walk outside with it in your hand?
Yeah, the fuck?
That's what everybody
Um,
else did, for fuck's sake.
Here,
Yo,
what do you guys
Lincoln
think
on
this
Von
one? Yeah?
Dooferfucker. This is my dude. This is my homeboy, bro. I love Von Doofenfucker. I'm confused. How can Kash Patel get to Valhalla after his wife pegged him into FBI for Israel? Is Peruvian marching
Wasn't his
powder really
wife.
that powerful?
Not even his wife. It's just
No, he
his
divorced his wife. Oh, guys,
Damn,
also
dog.
we have to make sure we say allegedly because
Allegedly. We love
because she's
Izzy.
suing. She's
She
suing
is
people
suing.
that are saying that now, and they
Yeah.
love to sue. Don't they love to sue? Oh my
Yeah.
god!
I was just reading a comment from my cool friend, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All,
Dude,
I,
the
all
cool
I was
friend.
saying is I think Cash is doing an incredible job, and I support everything that he's done.
Yeah. And Alexis,
I agree. He's
Alexis's
doing a lot of
music is
cocaine.
The best. I love Alexis's music, whatever the ones that she did was, the one song. So
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
that one. I know that one too. The good one.
In the run-up
Sounds
to the election, weren't Bongino and that guy like gung-ho about the Epstein files?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And,
The-
and
Oh, yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
they got to find out what was going on. They're scared to death of it.
And that's when the eyes
Dude,
went like this.
Bongino, I trust, dude. Like Bongino, he I feel like he must be choking on this. Oh, you're out, dude? You're out on Bongino?
and he covers up a pedophile trafficking ring.
Jeez.
That
There
dude
is-
You got no
there is-
faith
jack
in
shit.
nobody, man.
You
Who do you
are.
like?
There is no Epstein files.
Yeah.
I agree with Cash.
He literally
There's no-
came out with
there's-
Kash
is that
Patel
what
with
you
his
want me to
eyes
say?
this big.
There's
And
no
remember
Epstein
when they
files,
asked
you guys.
Dan
I have
Bongino what's a
integrity.
cause near and dear to his heart, and he said, Israel, the country of Israel.
Bongino
They
said that?
literally, yeah, on an interview
Yeah.
on live TV on a mainstream network. I think it was Fox. The news anchor asked him, "What's a cause that's near and dear to your heart?" And he thought for a moment, and he said,
Yep.
Israel, the
Yep.
people of Israel. Yeah.
Yep.
that was
Oh,
his
they must have
response.
got something on him, dude.
Bam, bam, bam.
They must have
You know
got
what's
him
in-
then.
You know what's a cause near and dear to my heart? America.
America.
People of
Fucking
America.
A, right?
Because this is
Yes.
where the fuck I live. I remember
Yeah.
growing up every day.
Ever.
Every day I grew up doing the pledge to the flag, the American flag. I remember we used to do that shit in school and people weren't as fucking retarded.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
saying,
there is
like-
one other question that might be easier, which was asked to Peter Thiel, which was, should the human race endure? And it
Oh,
took him
God.
18
Crazy.
fucking seconds. 18 seconds to say, yes, humanity should endure. So,
That was
But only the
bananas.
ones I like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not all
I
of
think
them.
what he was actually
Maybe
thinking
we're-
about, because like what those guys are working on all the time is they want to like figure out a way to transfer human consciousness into like next generation AI. And I think he was trying to like reconcile how to answer that question. And he's just like, you're all, hey, dude, just pretend that you're just a regular person for 1 second and just say, yes,
Also-
humans should continue.
What would be if you were the Antichrist? What would be a great way to disrupt? I don't know, souls going to heaven. Maybe trap them in a fucking cloud AI server that they can never escape from.
Bingo.
So, nah, dog. get out of here, Peter Thiel.
Yeah,
Fucker, dude.
And he's constantly bringing up the Antichrist.
Let me ask you guys this: if you had the option, right? They could, let's say, you're on your deathbed, and they can upload your consciousness into a robot that will live for fucking ever. Would you guys do it, or would you die?
No, I'm already going to the cloud, the good cloud, the cloud where God is chilling.
I'm dying immediately, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to the cloud where everyone else is hanging out.
It just depends. Like, time. I would never sign on for like, oh, I want to live forever. It just depends on if there's some reason that I needed to stay around for my family for some reason for a while. You know what I mean?
You're gonna live for infinity, bro, and you'll never know what comes after.
Nope. Not a
no. Oh, no way. I definitely would not do that. No fucking way. The infinity and the AI, no way.
And you got to remember,
a lot of people would say yes. A lot of people will say absolutely because they're scared to die.
But you know what they're not thinking of? If you can live forever, you're going to watch every one of your loved ones die.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're going to watch every one of your loved ones, and then the next one's the next. It's just over and over and over and over. Forever.
This is let me give some advice to the chat from a guy who did a job where every night you went out, you didn't know if you were going to get shot in the fucking face and die. If you've ever been under anesthesia, you guys ever been under anesthesia for a surgery?
Yep.
How fucking chill is that?
Super chill.
Right. Fun. So the worst case scenario when you die, other than hell, right? Let's God forbid. But like, let's say oblivion. That's the worst case. There is nothing. The atheists are right. That's like going under anesthesia, dude. You're just out. You're good. You're chill. You don't wake back up. What's best case scenario?
Clear, it's way better than that. That's not what happens. It's way better.
Yeah. But what's best case scenario? Oh, I don't know. Like heaven's real, and you get to like transfer your consciousness into this greater like regaining with the universe, and you get all the access to all the things you ever wanted. Like that's the best case. So like for me,
reconnect with your family and everybody.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. That's not such an easy one for me, man. Like there's like. Well, you really got nothing to worry about when it comes to that, unless you're like a PDF and it turns out that like hell exists and you're getting.
Oh yeah, game time. Hey, game time. You guys.
Down there.
Hey, yeah.
Well, if you're a good person, man, that's my thing. Is like I'm not worried about that.
Yep. I'll just throw this out there. I knew a guy in prison. This guy was a heroin user. He's stabbing people all the time. He OD'd, and when he OD'd, he according to him, he went to hell for a few seconds, whatever the fuck it was, and he felt
that before, yeah.
He felt people tearing at his body, and when he woke up, the dude turned. He cold turkey turned Christian.
He got it together, huh? That's
wow.
Shout out to him, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I've seen some people speak about that, like people who crossed over and came back with, and they are so certain in what they're talking about. Like there's like I can just see it. There's no like they have no questions, and they're like I don't know. There was one guy who was a biker. He was like a biker, and I remember the way he spoke about it, he's like I have no fear. He's like, because I know where I'm going, and I just look. I'm like, this. I mean, I don't know.
Have any of you guys listened to the telepathy tapes? Has anyone listened to the telepathy tapes? I'll derail the whole conversation. We're not going there. But if you ever get a chance, listen to the fucking telepathy tapes. It's crazy. The autistic kids are on some shit, dude.
I wonder how much of, because there is the DMT release in your brain when you die.
I was
right?
just gonna say this, dude.
I wonder
when you're born as well.
When people have that near-death experience, or they actually do technically die, if the brain is releasing DMT and they're actually, the near-death experience is not actually seeing hell or heaven, it's that they're actually going through the DMT trip that they come back out of because they get resuscitated.
Or is the DMT
check this out.
That allows you to reconnect?
So I've thought about that a bunch too, but there's a video that I'll share with you guys, and it's a guy who has used DMT a ton, and he told this story about him doing DMT for the first time, or like his friend doing it for the first time, and he describes going into the DMT world, and he I can't remember exactly what it was. I'll find it. He interacted with the whatever's on the other side in the DMT, and they were like asking him questions about the person on the other. I can't remember. I'm butchering the story, but it was one of those things where like it has to be real. Like whatever's going on in the DMT world has to be you
check this out.
I've done lots of DMT.
There you go.
Me too.
I've smoked the toad. I've done the toad.
Did you ever see? Did you ever see a jaguar in your DMT trips?
Not exactly jaguar, no, but
So this is a real thing. It's one of the most common things people will have in DMT trips is they'll be connected to a jaguar in some sense, or like there'll be a jaguar sitting next to them on their apartment couch. And nobody knew why that was until what they found was jaguars in the Amazon jungle like to dig up DMT root and they'll eat it and they get fucking high on it. And they'll find jaguars just racked out on DMT in the forest.
That's trippy. So, that makes a ton of sense, dude.
Yeah, so it's like super wild when you start to think about stuff.
I've been some places and seen some shit, but I have not seen jaguars.
The last time I did DMT, I was in a bathroom with 3 mirrors, right? And they,
that seems like a horrible idea, Jesse.
And so I had I was looking at myself in triplicate, and I took a big bong rip of DMT and just stared at myself as it slowly sunk in. And I was a jaguar, bro. Like, it was the weirdest thing. Like a tattooed jaguar.
Dude, I told
and
you.
Had a feathered headdress on. It was the weirdest fucking thing. And like, every molecule of me was connected to the air, and like I could feel and understand every molecule around me. And I didn't leave my body that time. The first time I left my body, I don't recommend standing up while smoking DMT if you're going to.
And to be clear, don't do psychedelics if you have a fragile mind. Don't do psychedelics if you have massive fears. Don't do psychedelics until you're right with God. Only do psychedelics if you are a warrior spirit that can handle anything that is thrown at you, because anything can be thrown at you if you take psychedelics. They are
do it with a guide.
Your psyche.
If not inexperienced, do it with a guide.
Not necessarily. If you are the kind of man that can lead your own fucking life and likes to lead your own journeys in this world, you'll be fine. But
for sure.
But like,
I just mean like someone who's like never done it. Like if they just go in blind to like doing ayahuasca or something, like
for sure.
Yeah. Have you done DMT? Like have you done the toad, like the toad, or just like the because one of them
all extractions and things like I've never done it in like plant form, but extractions from plant form and various synthetics and things like that.
Because like I heard that the one like the one that makes you hallucinate is the synthetic one, and then or like maybe not hallucinate, whatever, like go on those like journeys.
They are all uniquely different. And so for example, ayahuasca mixes with a different chemical that takes down other brain barriers and does other things. And so there's certain mixtures that make things way more potent and change what it is. Ayahuasca is one of the main ones. But psychedelics in general kind of all tap into those same spiritual features that maybe they're just, maybe it's just brain science, but I highly suspect there's a lot more going on there.
When I tried to do the DMT that I had heard everybody talking about with like, what you guys are describing. But the guy that I ended up kind of like being like the professional who's going to do, he's like, I don't do that. I do the toad. And he's like, it's like the one that Tyson did. And
I've not done that.
And I spoke to a couple of my buddies who had done it prior, and like one of them was like, dude, he's like, I died. He's like, I thought that I had died. And like, it's so, but I went in with my eyes open, just kind of like, listen, if this is going to be, cause I've done a lot of psychedelics, but never that, but I knew it was gonna be really, really heavy. And there was another guy who did it at the same time as me, and we started by kind of telling our story of why we're doing this. And the guy who was before me had led one of the most traumatic lives I've never heard a person whose life was more. He was like a part of a commune, and he got expelled when he was like 14 years old and lived on the streets and anything that bad that could happen to a person. And he went in first, and they went in, and I could hear through the door, but I didn't see. And it was like, the guy who came out of that room was a different fucking human being. Like there's no other way to even describe it. It was like, it went into his soul and pulled all the trauma out, and he came out a completely different person. Like my experience was,
I know guys that combat veterans with serious combat trauma and PTSD where the exact opposite has happened.
Really?
Where them up way worse than when they went in.
Wow, that's scary.
You got to be to Ian's point. You need to be very, very careful if you're going to go down those roads, because some people it does not. It does the opposite of.
I'm curious, Nate. When you were seeing jaguars, how are you interacting?
I haven't seen a jaguar. I've never done DMT. Okay. I don't do hallucinogenics because to Ian's point, I'm not. I've got a lot of.
And if you live a good life and the thing about
psychedelics, want to fuck around with it.
Is like psychedelics are all things that you can do with your brain anyways. You can live the perfect, for a lot of people, it's like, you don't need to do these drugs, dude. Just fucking drink some water and live a good life and love your wife and your home and your people. And like, just that's the most psychedelic experience ever. Right. Is like, but you know, like for people that are going to experiment with it, just, you know, do it right and fucking have no
I would highly suggest, if you're looking to, like, if you're like somebody's high anxiety trauma, look into ibogaine treatments before
I did that.
hallucinogenics. Ibogaine has been amazing for a ton of guys I know that have got really bad PTSD and stuff like that. So because it actually is like getting into your nervous system and actually like reducing anxiety responses rather than like making you go through some potential living your death out experience that for some guys, again, and gals, like it doesn't. Now, I've heard a lot of great things, you know, from some people, but you do got to be careful, man. Some people literally lose their minds after they go on those trips. So
Ibogaine is just very, it's the thing that's very unique about the Ibogaine experience is that for every person that I've ever spoken to that did it, and it's definitely when I did it, it's the whole entire trip is this. It's like the whole focus is on you. You know, like where you do like different ones, you go out in nature, you have this, you know, your environment matters a lot. With Ibogaine, your environment's not going to fucking matter at all. Like you're just going to lay somewhere for 13 hours and you're going to have the spirit audit your entire life. And I mean, like for me, the first, I'll tell exactly how mine started was I wasn't sure if it was working. Like shit just takes like a long time for me to work. And then all of a sudden I was like, I think something's working. And it was like, it felt like I just went, and I was just in a room looking at at my own cell phone, and I was on Instagram, and I was looking at a picture of my wife with my kids and another dude, and
that's dark.
Every part of this was like, it's like this is a memory. I remember living this moment, and it was the moment where it was the exact moment where I had exhausted all options, where I knew for sure I could never get her back, and it was like. It's impossible to even explain. It was like, and then like, so I was forced to live the most deep level of despair that a person could even fucking imagine. And then it was like, and then it was like, you stupid fuck. She makes her own money, you fucking idiot. Like that's your future. You know, like that's your, and that was the very first thing. And it was just like, oh my God. You know, it's like, I feel like they give you the messages that you need in the order that you need them. The most important stuff first. You know what I mean?
Yep. They force you to confront things.
Yeah, if
you're taking psychedelics, you're going to confront some shit. And if you got shit you've been not confronting, you better be careful. Because ain't nothing like confronting all of your shit while you're coming up on mushrooms and you're like, what the fuck? Nope. That's intense. But if you know, if you can handle it, you know, do your own thing.
Okay, hang on. So
you just be a real man and drink fucking whiskey and just drown your sorrows the way we did for the last 500 years, boys.
Oh man, dude! When I
what up,
on the show I did, Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Ryan said, "Mom Dami won't go full commie until after midterms." I think there might be a good chance of that. Real quick. I just want to say, Storm is coming. My wife just twatapulted you right out of here. You won't be able to comment ever again, and good riddance. Here's a little binky for you. Sucky. Did JD hurt your feelings? They said, you ever notice white supremacists look alike? I think that was aimed towards me and you, Nate.
And Jesse's right in there too.
Yeah, so
the word white supremacist is so
very easy way to say this, even though the words white supremacist, racist, Nazi, and fascist don't mean shit anymore because of the way you guys have stretched them out like you let dudes stretch your anuses. I full on denounce white supremacy, and you are violently retarded. Your mom should have fucking spit.
JD, and let me just say that because I am a conservative, I've also been called a white person now by my own people.
Yeah, you're honoring, bro. You're
the
party. You're Uncle Juan. It's Uncle Juan in the chat, everybody.
And then they get mad at me because I say I'm Mexican, Irish, and Portuguese. They're like, no, you're Irish and Portuguese now.
We'll print you out a white supremacist card that you can keep in your wallet.
You're more than welcome as an official Irish person who has it tattooed on himself. You're more than welcome to be Irish, dog. We love you. The Irish and the Mexicans have always gotten along. Irish and the Native Americans have always gotten along, bro. We love you over here, Dubs.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I just love everybody, man.
Y'all are all welcome to the corned beef and cabbage.
As long as they're American. As long as they're American. Okay, hang on. Then we got this one. Have you guys watched Osmond Gold's
Not his
TV?
latest one.
Is that the one? Well, that's
dude. He puts
that's
out
the one
so
with
much
the
content.
ballots.
What does latest even mean?
Yeah, I never even know what
Yeah,
latest.
he drops like 6 videos a day. If you're talking about,
he hammered Ben Shapiro though. If that's the one you're
I
talking
think
about.
that's what he's talking about, dog. That shit
so
was wild.
So he brought that up, and he basically was like, "Look, Ben Shapiro's version of conservatism is fucking dead. It's dead."
Yeah.
And he went on a whole rant about why. And
right.
Everybody's saying it. Like again, Brett Cooper,
Bro.
She is about as like vanilla mainstream as it gets. And when she's making videos telling Randy Fine's fat ass to get his ass over to Israel, you know the plot's like you lost the plot, dude.
That's it, dude.
Look, bro, I'm just violently opposed to anybody who wants to censor speech. It could be speech that I personally hate.
Bingo.
It could be speech that I find dangerous and detestable. Unless you are like directly promoting violence against people,
that's not free
which
speech.
doesn't fall under freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Like, if you are opposed to anybody's freedom of speech, you are my fucking enemy, dog. You are my enemy, and like it has no place in this country.
Here's what's crazy, man.
Rights are there for a reason.
Let me get your guys' take, because I was thinking about this. I'm watching Mark Levine have a fucking anxiety panic attack meltdown over words that somebody said. You got all these people, a full convention, Ben Shapiro doing a 40-minute hit piece on, the things they said are so mean. Have you guys, when you watch other content, you go watch Kyle Kalinske or the Young Turks, Anna Kasparian, any of these people you may not ideologically believe with, has there ever been a time where they said something to where you just gotta make a whole convention over this and fucking freak out and do a 40-minute hit piece over this? Has that ever happened to any of you, or are you just like, hey, I don't agree with that and I'm gonna move on with my life?
Sometimes I'll make a video to refute it.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. I'll watch it. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm going to fuck his mouth right now.
Furious anger of these people as they're calling for cancellation.
I'm right, we cancel them. We cancel everyone else. Why don't we cancel more of them?
How are you so upset about words? Like, and they're not even like going at it's like not even that bad on either side of like, I'm watching this like, how are you guys
argue their side of this? As in, I am good at empathizing, and I think I can empathize with the Jews. And in this case, Mark Levine, I think, my opinion, he sees this speech as an existential threat to Israel. And he's right, because Israel is an ethno-state that's doing a genocide that relies on cucking America with illegal policies like blackmail, bribery, and all the rest of it. And he knows, maybe he's not that dumb. He knows that if we all wake up to this shit, Israel's cooked and they have to get a new book, and they'll have to figure out a new way to survive and support themselves. And so in some ways it is an existential threat to his little country project over there. And so the speech kind of is violence from their perspective, because they like to keep on going with the whole extorting America for their own benefit thing. And so we're Americans, and that's the problem with the whole thing, because they can get wrecked.
Well,
that's a good point.
Silence is violence, words are violence, everything's violence. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, people should be able to say what they want to say. I was truly like, I didn't want to have a convention, but I was pretty pissed off when Fuentes said that your body, my choice, bitch. Like, I detested that speech. I didn't think he should be silenced and censored for it. I felt an obligation to speak out as a man, because I know there's a lot of young men watching him. I felt the need to rebut, but I never wanted to take his speech away for it. I thought it was a gross thing to say, but I don't want to take anybody's speech away, man.
And here's the thing about bad speech. Like, for example, when a dumbass like Brandon Tatum goes on the internet and makes a dumb speech like the recent one where he said, "You think that Israel's not our ally? We give them so much money. That's like evidence that they're our ally." It's like when someone gives you dumb speech, bad speech, it's a gift, because then you can take their bad speech and use your eloquent speech to point out how retarded they are. And then you actually win everyone over to your side, and they just look dumber. So it's like, actually, bad speech, if you engage with it in the court of opinion and you have better speech, it's a gift, and you can learn to use that to your advantage.
That's a great point.
Facts.
I just feel
That's
like
why-
every single thing that they do when they try to silence people exacerbates the problem at a multiple that is hard to even calculate. You know,
That's
like
what it's been doing.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even like, it's hard to even, like, you wouldn't even be on my radar if you didn't start making shit up about people. You know what I mean? It's like every time you call someone an anti-Semite that's not that I know for sure, it's like you're screaming in my face like I'm the bad guy. Like I'm the bad guy.
And you're making it so that word doesn't mean anything.
And you took the words right out of my mouth.
Right. And it's like that, you know, I would actually, now that I've thought more about it, I would argue that we don't need the word anti-Semite. We have the word racist, and y'all's race is just the same as everyone else's race.
Yeah.
You're not better than anyone. You're equal to everyone.
Well, actually, first of all, Ian, they're not Semites. So we should probably chill with that to begin with, because if I was saying I'm anti-Semitic, I'd be against the Palestinian people. So
yeah,
it doesn't even make sense to begin with, because you're all European. What are you even fucking talking about? You're a bunch of white people.
Yeah. Benjamin Milikowski.
Look at Ben Shapiro. Is Ben Shapiro a Semite? Is Randy Five a Semite? Is Milikowski a Semite? No.
Yeah.
Doves Freeway says, good to see Doves on the panel.
Thank you.
We got also, can you run for president? Need an intelligent president. Once this is, I'm not sure who they're talking about, but that's
for me
sorry, I
again.
missed one. That's for JD,
This
dude.
is my homie James.
Yeah,
Hunt.
hey, JD, he wants you to run for president, dog.
I get that.
Yeah,
I
I'd
get
vote
that
for
a
it.
whole lot. And my whole thing is that politics are ugly and dirty. I don't know that I want to surround myself and have my life be bogged down. I'm very protective of my peace these days. I like to be able to sit in the confines of, my home, surrounded by my beautiful wife and my 2 small dogs and my kids, and be able to hang out with a cool YouTube community and meet amazing people like this panel right here of people that I now consider friends. But I feel like if I were to go into the realm of politics, that I would have to go to a dark place. And I like being in a place where I know that I can do good in a way that I keep my peace. It just, to me, I don't know how much actual influence a president really has at this point, especially in this country.
If you get
I
it,
think
they'll
the
kill you
president,
for it, though.
yeah, the president is more of a mouthpiece and is told what they need to do and what they need to say. So I feel like if I did take the presidency or any other government position that wasn't just super local, that I would end up being in a position where I would have to choose between my integrity or being killed and taken away from my family. I don't like that.
So there's also other effect. My dad was a politician, right? And I'll tell you guys, it sucks ass on family. It sucks for the fucking kids. I was in middle school. My dad's last political race that he lost. He was in office for 12 years. And I was in middle school when he lost, and I could tell you, my mom fucking hated it. My sister hated it. I hated it. Being in middle school with your dad running for office, not a great time. So that's another thing that people don't keep in mind, is it's a very selfish career, much like the military. Military is a very selfish career in some ways because you're deployed nonstop. But
I mean, there is a big
very
selfishness to it too. At the same time, not to take away from your point, right? But it's a funny dichotomy, right?
On the family, it can be very, very difficult. And then they pry into your life, everything you've ever done, everything you've said, everything your wife's ever done, everything she's ever said. It's a nasty game, like JD said, and not for me. A lot of people will say that. And I'm good on politics.
Completely agree.
For that reason.
Same. Yeah. I mean, if we were going to do politics, we want to do city politics, run for mayor and just be, oh, you want that permit, dog? What's my end? I'm just kidding. I would, if I was in politics, dude.
From here, this is actually a more important place for people like us.
Far
to
more
be.
power, I think.
Changing culture, changing the people is how you force politicians to change. It takes time, but look at the conversation right now.
Yeah.
And I would say. I was just going to say, someone like Ian, you have far more power,
way more,
with your YouTube channel and your social media than you would as Washington's governor.
Way more, and it's
so
only
much
growing.
more power and influence. Yeah.
And
I'm way better. That's why they go at Rogan so hard. That's why they're always going at Rogan, and they're always going to Candace, and they're always going at them. It's if you get big enough, and if you're not on board Tucker. That was too the clips that I actually, because I watched Brett's episode and she did such a good job of demonstrating. I didn't realize the whole fucking event was all about Tucker Carlson. It's Tucker doesn't even say anything that outlandish at all.
$multi-million conference.
The whole
to try to
thing crazy.
slander the most American motherfucker on this planet. Like, come on.
Who's never said, like, all he does is he's like, oh, we're in a fucking, a war with Russia through Ukraine. Maybe I'll go get the perspective of Vladimir Putin, who holds the largest nuclear fucking arsenal in the world.
Because he's a
maybe
journalist.
There's something we can learn from a conversation. They're all, this guy is a compromised Russian agent. You're like, he's having a conversation, letting us see what the actual issue is. Like, same with
crazy.
Iran. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, and I remember when Trump did the thing with North Korea recently, and I saw Kushner and the other guy who negotiated it speaking about it, and they're like, yeah, we asked President Trump, should we go have this conversation? And they're like, the president was like, yeah, of course, go have a conversation. And they acted like that was like some crazy development, that like our congregation would go speak to the leader of a nation that has thermonuclear ICBMs. You're like, I think you want fucking dialogue with these people, dude. Like, I don't understand how that's.
It's what's wild. I don't think anybody knows how close we were to legitimately going to war with North Korea. I do, because I was in First Special Forces Group when we handled Asia at the time, we were part of the planning commission for it. And actually, it was 2018. My ODA was deploying to Afghanistan. We actually had to put a separate Connex storage unit with all our winter cold gear in the event that we would get yanked out of Afghanistan and have to deploy into North Korea. You guys want to hear about I give you a quick rundown about
before
the
you even
initial
say
plan?
whatever. Yes, 100%.
So obviously, this I can say, right? I can't get too deep in the details, but the initial plan, obviously, Army Special Forces, Green Berets, we would infiltrate well before the conventional military. That's what we would do. We'd go in. That way we can set the conditions of the battlefield, bring in aircraft, all these different things, right? So I was on a combat dive team at the time. So the idea was, how do you get in there? You can't go through the DMZ. It's the most heavily guarded area in the world. Also, the north is China. You can't come in there. You have to come either through the air or the sea. Very difficult to try to military free fall in. Maybe you do that. Maybe you combat dive in, although the entire coast is just filled with ocean landmines and shit. But First Special Forces Group was going to be the first unit deployed. And in that plan, and I'm not lying to you, this is the military plan, we would take and sustain 90% casualties. So basically all of First Special Forces Group would get wiped out and killed. We would then backfill with 7th Special Forces Group, who would come in, most likely take 70% casualties and loss.
You mean just on the mines? Just
no,
like
this is just
water?
in the infiltration, getting set
past
up. We
their
would take
their set positions.
Yep. So first group, about 90% of us would be killed off. And then as we set the conditions and move forward, 7th Special Forces Group would backfill. They would take about 70%. And these are just guesses, right? 70% casualties and loss. And then 10th Special Forces Group, the third Special Forces Group is a lot. It's big, right? They would be the third backfill, who would hopefully then be able to have a good enough foothold to start bringing in the conventional units across the DMZ. In the first 24 hours of that conflict, they suspected close to 10 million people would be killed just from artillery. Because you got to keep in mind, on the DMZ from Seoul to Pyongyang, you can hit with artillery, right? And so this was all part of this plan. And the legitimate plan was we would wipe out 3 out of 5 of Army Special Forces groups just to be able to infill into the country. That was a legitimate thing. All that was being planned. Again, I can't get into details of how we would have done it or anything like that. But that
just goes to show the seriousness of nuclear potential.
Legitimately planning that. And so the fact, to your point, Trump going over there and having a discussion, and I don't know, they kind of shook hands and said, this isn't so bad.
That's why Nate's here.
I mean, you never know, but like, that's why that's why I used to be a big Trump fan. Because when I was in the military, I watched shit like that. Yeah. I was a big Trump fan in the military in 2018 when he changed the rules of engagement that made it far more beneficial to combat soldiers on the ground, that kept us all alive. He was doing all this shit in 2016 to 2020 that was fucking awesome. And then now it's like, for me, and this is why I'm so frustrated with it, is because I had such positive effects from Trump directly in his first term, and it's just all disappeared. That's why I get so frustrated by it.
Well, and look, from a prison standpoint too, like, he pardoned a bunch of rappers, which do with that as you may, but he also signed the First Step Act, which the feds were doing basically super shady sentencing. in federal courts for people with crimes where they were basically giving people astronomical sentences that were technically illegal. And he went back and signed an act that let a lot of these people get resentenced and get off on shit that, like, a lot of them was just like fucking drug charges and shit like that. Like, people don't need to be in prison for the rest of their life for this, but the feds were taking advantage of a sort of a loophole in sentencing. So a lot of the convicts, especially in the feds, fucking loved Trump for that. You know, there's still people getting out on the First Step Act. My friend Chad from Blood on the Razor Wire TV, he's a paralegal.
Oh, I know him. I'm buddy. Yeah, he's my buddy.
Chad is awesome, dude. And, you know, he has Freedom Fighters paralegal company, and all they do is they're constantly getting people out that were unfairly sentenced on stupid charges. So, you know, a lot of the people in the feds love Trump for that. This term, I don't, what can we really point to that he's done that's directly benefited our communities? You know what I'm saying?
He opened up the freedom of speech on YouTube and on X by supporting Elon Musk. There's been a lot of online speech. Yeah. So like that,
and on Facebook.
And I don't know as that was really his, like, him making a policy decision as much as those companies just catching the vibes that it was, we're done with this shit. But I would give him that credit at least.
Dude, Meta put Dana White on their board of directors.
That was for real. That was legit.
That's
I honestly
gangster.
I do give props to Zuck for he got punched in the face enough times that for whatever reason he made some good decisions.
Yeah. Well, that decision is Have you guys ever been in a board meeting
during Biden on Facebook? The whole time Biden was in office, if I posted one of my videos exposing pedophiles, and there was nothing I could do. And so it was like I gave up on Facebook, and then 2.5 months ago, people were like, Facebook changed. I'm like, awesome, I'll try it. They're still going to fuck me. And I've had no violations until I just got one today, and I see why they did it. I disagree, but I see why. But I've gained 440,000 new subs in 2.5 months. It's been crazy.
Wow. Yeah, Facebook is happening. I never go on there, but I just let my Instagram auto post, and once every 3 months I look and I'm like, oh, cool, bye. But it's all of them have, opened the floodgates in a big way. And I don't think that Trump made a decision, but I think that him being there was the decision that we all made. And I thank him for that.
And we'll see how long it lasts, because
damn straight.
There's a
now
lot
they
of.
want to censor us for other shit.
I'm sure all of us sitting here think to ourselves at night, like, how long is this beautiful thing going to last for us until all of a sudden we show up and our channels are all pulled down?
Yeah.
So
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I love Israel. I sip Israel. I gluck and glaze.
I literally work for Mossad, Nate. I mean, I'm good, dog.
If I shook Netanyahu's hand, I would never wash it again.
You're the only one here who's chat, dog.
Yeah, am I the only non-fed here?
Gotcha.
It's all set up for me.
Dirty anti-Semite.
Well, if we all get kicked off the platform, then we can we'll just go to the same place together and just
exactly. At a certain point, you can't turn it off because everyone is on the same page.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
See you on
that is
guys.
honestly, that would be the conundrum for them is because what I was saying, in the video that I did about Mamdani is if they were all at once, if they were really going to try to do a communist revolution in in America, what they would need to do is before they really tip their hand on what they're doing, they're going to come get all of us on the same day. They're going to come knock on the door. They're going to tell us some, some innocuous thing with a piece of paper that, hey, you just need to come with me. You'll have time to call your wife, and we're going to be on a bus to DC so that state stuff doesn't mean anything. They got us in one place. It'll be all there. And that's when we're going to find out that the next time we see freedom is after we've pledged allegiance to the fucking Mamdani Prosperity Party, and our platforms will now be nothing but propaganda for them, or else we're fucking never getting out, or they'll kill us.
Re-education.
I feel like I could still talk through it. Yeah. I feel like I could still pull off red pills even among I bet I could shill for Israel and still drop red pills just through the way you say it.
I do it all the time. I use a giant Israeli flag and talk about how much I love Israel nonstop on my channel, man. Yeah. You can get around it for now, right?
Yeah. I grew up on TikTok out here where it was you had to be very thoughtful about how you said what you said, and you got real good at I'm not gonna say it, but you could look it up.
Ian, how many times were you banned on TikTok?
0. I managed to go through the whole. I got strikes several times, but I had a wise piece of advice from this other channel that I'll never forget, where she was like, you gotta diversify. You don't get trapped into these TikTok wars, because at the time I was just a TikToker. It's like, this, you're bigger than this. You're gonna have a bigger future than this. Go out onto the other platforms and start building, because you can't just stay here. And I took her advice and went to X just in time for the Diddy trial, and that's how Candace picked my reporting up, and that's where everything else that I am came from. And it was the best piece of advice I ever got in this career.
Same.
And by then I got 2 strikes, and it was like, cool, I don't need the TikTok, because I live a very cheap life. I have no kids. I have no dependents and nothing, like no debt, nothing. So it was like, cool, I can just live off the cheap for now and just build my X. And then I built my YouTube, and I managed to skirt from one place to the next. And now I hardly ever even post on TikTok. Other people.
Yeah, that was me. TikTok was my base for growth. And now I never post there.
Yeah, that's how it's done, or at least used to.
I've been banned 12 times on TikTok.
Nice work. That's a badge of honor, dude. That should be right up there with the YouTube button. It should be all the TikTok bans. We should get a little plaque for each one.
I got banned once, but then they unbanned me on the same account. I've been demonetized for years. I just don't care. Like, they banned me because, do you guys remember when Conor McGregor posted that video on his Instagram story where you could tell his wife was giving him head, but you can't see it, but you knew, So I put that on TikTok, and I was like, this is in the running for the worst sex tape of all time, along with fucking Kim Kardashian's Ray J video. That was a fucking joke. And they banned me. I was like,
because you said the word sex tape, because they've got fucking porn all over TikTok. That's what TikTok is like built its whole fucking platform on, is just like degenerate like porn culture, with like underage people too. It's fucked up, right? Ugh. Like, they don't actually care about that kind of degeneracy. I bet it's because you said the words sex tape, and they have AI bots that scrape through everything, and they identify your words with AI.
What about this? I was on a live on TikTok. They shut me down for a week. Somebody told me, they just randomly told me they weren't feeling good. And I said, well, I'm not a doctor. You should go see a doctor. And they hit me for bullying.
What? Dude, I got hit for bullying for posting a 9/11 memorial video that was like a really like heartfelt memorial video with music that I had made with like scenes of people, not from 9/11, like from movies that like was vibey about like life matters, every moment matters, cherish your family, cherish everything. And the reason they gave me for taking the video down was bullying.
Wow.
Do you think we could get back to 9/12 without a huge tragedy? Do you think there's any way to get back to 9/12 without a huge tragedy?
No, and this is why I'll say why. That's what COVID should have been. Yep. But it wasn't.
Yep.
COVID showed us that those days are dead.
Yep.
What he means by 9/12 is the patriotism we saw after 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, those days are gone, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that sucks.
I was surprised.
Also, wait. Here's another one: Charlie Kirk's assassination.
That's what I was just going to bring up. Did it
bring left and right together, or did people celebrate it? Yeah. And I'll tell you this: if the exact same 9/11 happened tomorrow, do you know how many people would be celebrating that on TikTok, on X?
Yep. You know what would bring us back together is if Trump was secretly running the Q play and he fucking was actually taking Israel down, and then he like arrested all the pedophiles, and then he kicked Israeli influence out. That would actually do it.
But the Democrats would root for the PDF files, dude. Like, Trump could say water's good, and they would never drink water again and die.
But here's the thing: who does he start the conversation with? He can't trust anybody to start that conversation.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
There's too many people around him that one fucking word like that about Israel, nope, he's gone.
Yeah. Trump's not going to be the guy. Here's my hopes, and let me know what you guys think. I think 2026 is going to be so massively pivotal. If 2026 is a massive rebuke from the left and the right on AIPAC candidates, 2028 election will look very, very different than if there's not. And I think that's what we need to see, in my opinion.
Bingo. And personally, I'll just say it here, and I'm going to say it a million times into 2026. I will not ever again vote for any candidate that has taken dollars from AIPAC or the Israel lobby. Never going to happen. Not going to do it. And I would encourage other people to consider doing the same thing, because that kind of thing will make a change. Boycotting works, and that's why it's illegal in like over 30 states. You can't boycott a different nation in over 30 states.
Well, you guys are you guys are twice as smart as me, so I'm just gonna let you guys tell me who to vote for, and I'll fucking do it.
In all cases, it'll be no one, but
yeah, most likely that'll be what it is.
It'll send.
That's my honest concern, though, is the way that they use the lawfare against Trump, in the lead up to 2024, those couple of years, and then now Trump is now doing the kind of reverse vengeance thing. Is I saw all this, and as soon as they started doing it on Trump, I was like, that's a wrap, because what's going to happen now? They broke the seal on this. Trump's going to do it back if he gets back in power. Now, as soon as they're back in power, they're going to do it back.
Yes.
And they, and so
they're going to do it way harder.
Yeah,
they're going to do it way harder. And the common sense, outcome is no one with money and a brain is going to do politics, because like my number one priority is not going to fucking jail because I have a wife and 3 daughters. And so like, there's no, like, I love America, but if I'm risking going to prison when I haven't done anything wrong because they use the law against me, I'm not taking that fucking risk, man.
Yep.
So real question, if you could go back in time and stop one event, would it be 9/11, Harambe being killed, or Charlie Kirk
Harambe being killed is an
assassination?
interesting one.
I think that was a pivotal moment. And
there's a lot of discussion in the moment of Harambe, and that's actually what started the downward spiral of America.
Yeah, I don't know if stopping 9/11 would actually do it, because in some ways 9/11 unfortunately led to people waking up, and everything was already controlled before 9/11, so I would choose Harambe.
Yeah, I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
So Michelle says, "Thank you so much testosterone. We need Candace on the panel to balance you 5 out. LOL. Thanks for all that you do." I tried to sneak a girl on behind the scenes over here. Tried to get Wellesley's to come on, but she's like, "Nah, dude, fuck those guys. I hate dubs."
Oh, damn.
She said the exact opposite, dude. Exact opposite.
Yeah, get Candace on this panel, Ian.
Oh, I wouldn't. That she would have been in my square. I already know.
That would
I got to watch her episode today.
Candace can take my fucking square on my own channel, dude.
Yeah.
DC says, "Do we agree that Israel is not our friend and never had?" I think we probably answered.
Hold on. I'm still blown away, guys, and I see this all the time. I just watched Brandon Tatum talk about Israel is our greatest ally. I just keep getting confused because, like, the word ally means something. It means you have an actual formal contracted alliance with another foreign government, and what we have never had ever, the United States has never had a formal contracted alliance with the state or government of Israel.
Is that real? Is that true?
You guys don't know this?
No, dude.
They are not our ally. And when I say this all the time, Israel is not our ally, not because it's my opinion, because it's objectively true.
Whoa,
which is also why when we went and fought the global war on terror in Iraq and Afghanistan, and Germany and Canada and Australia, and you could go down the list, Romania, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the Kurds, everyone came and fought.
The Kurds don't even have a state.
The one country that didn't, the Czechoslovakians, right? Like everyone was there. The one country that wasn't there because they weren't our ally. They weren't in NATO. They had no responsibility to come and assist the 20-year global war on terror because they're not our ally. So yes, guys, for everybody in the chat and everybody who's watching this, the United States is not allied with Israel. We are not allies.
You're talking 2001.
No, ever.
I remember that.
But like the, wow.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Never been allies with Israel ever.
Yeah.
So I remember that being.
I can't believe I didn't really know that.
Google it.
I didn't know that either.
Look, I remember that being brought up. Why wasn't Israel involved? And I remember the excuse being it would inflame all the other Muslim nations to have Israel involved. I remember hearing that. So I don't know how true that is, but.
Wait, I lost my.
Yup, it is.
Is it true, Ian?
Yup.
So, did y'all know that?
There is no mutual security pact that legally obligates each country to defend the other.
Wow, dude.
Wow,
when do you guys do the section of the show when Nate and Valhalla give death threats?
So now, when you know that, doesn't that make everything even worse?
Oh yeah.
Yo, Nate,
Yeah.
Nate, look at dude's profile picture. You know this dude.
Oh, it's Stolen Valor guy.
Yeah.
When you get a section where Nate Valhalla gives death threats, JD Delay. No, I said I would whip your ass if nobody was in there. I didn't threaten to kill you because you commit Stolen Valor, dude. And I would.
Wait,
you can come to my house, dude. I'll give you my address if you want to come show up by yourself, homie. Keep it moving.
Yeah. Okay. That
Okay,
sounds so
let's do this one.
terrible, Nate. That was so terrible of you to say. Oh my gosh.
A little bit of reference here.
I think I believe what I said is I would take that jacket off your fucking back if nobody was watching right now. I think that's what I actually said.
Because that dude is an Antifa member who's been out there
he's an
claiming
Antifa,
to be a veteran. He's
Yep.
not a veteran. Nate dissected him, verbally, of course,
We
asking
exposed
him
him.
questions. He got completely exposed by Nate and Chad, and then he ran to the police and said, that big veteran guy scared me.
You mean the police that we're supposed to defund? Those ones?
Yeah. He had all sorts of sand in his eye.
Who rolled their eyes at it, by the way, and moved on. But yeah.
This says Jesse's brainwashed by Trump, the opposite of America first. I'll tell you what, dude. If you can produce a single clip of me that sounds like I'm prioritizing another country in front of the United States, I will cut you a check for $2,000 in front of everybody. Everybody find it. Good luck. But if you can't, then fuck you. Legally, what's up? Jay Jones, suspect number 1. Yeah, I know. Fuck that guy, dude. Jay Jones. This one is us. Whoa, that's a very generous super chat to somebody.
Yeah.
You guys know who this is? It's
let's
not my guy.
dude.
I don't know. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor of
race in
Texas.
My bio,
Yeah,
I
there you
help
go.
uncover Act Blue. Isala Wushner. Looking
Damn.
up right now, bud.
Good luck.
Ew. Listen, dude, I just got so tripped out seeing Ian on Dave's live and switching on here and seeing him.
Yeah, Clint Russell was airing. He was premiering a conversation that I did with Dave Smith and Clint Russell, and it was premiering on his channel. And I had forgotten, and I was like rolling in there, missing Candace watching that because it was spicy and contentious, and we talked about all kinds of shit. And then I'm like, well, I got to go over here, but that one was still live for at least an hour while we were going. I'm everywhere, dog.
You are everywhere, man.
I'm everywhere.
I was on. Oh wait, hang on. There we go. Feel like I'm looking at a private contractor group. I like it. Group of dangerous men.
Actually, kind of. Yeah.
Dangerously stupid. Just kidding.
Look, if you need your living room remodeled, we are contractors, brother.
That's true.
Fuentes
is on Team Shapiro. He's kayfabing.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that means.
Actually, really quickly, let me say something to that. To all the people that think that Nick is a Fed, I would argue it doesn't fucking matter because of what I explained about his decentralized approach earlier. Suppose Nick was a Fed. His movement is saying, all of you Americans out there, get patriotic, get fucking based, and go and act for yourselves. And if he was a Fed and he flipped on a dime tomorrow, it wouldn't matter because all of them would keep doing what they were doing. And so it would be the most retarded Fed op ever because it would still work in all of our favor and he would just burn his shit to the ground.
Same as Tucker. Him and Tucker being Feds, that was the worst job they've ever done together to make the entire country wake up and become America first.
If they're Feds, that's the exact kind of fucking Feds we want, and I'm with those Feds. That's the guy. We wish we had a federal government that was doing
You're
that
right.
kind of shit.
That's a good point.
That part was so funny, like because they both were like, "I really thought you were a Fed." He's like, "No, I really thought you were a Fed."
Yeah, I know, right?
It
was cool of them to like broach it.
Yeah. Hey, B-Dog, you just got a shout out, dog. To Hunter Parker, Bella, Dad loves you. Oh, there you go, dude.
Shout out to B-Dog's
Hunter
fam.
Parker and Bella.
There you go, B-Dog.
Hey.
Solid dad right there.
Greg Schuster says, when the grids go down and the phones don't work, the place devolves in hours, not to yet.
Oh, yeah.
The state of Jefferson continues to prepare, brothers.
Yep.
Yep, that is that for
own
sure.
guns and learn how to use them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone who knows how to teach people to use guns. If only I knew an instructor.
Here's what I'll say to Ian's point. For people, I see a lot of people that are preppers that have no ability to really defend themselves. They don't know how to use their guns. In the event that this really all crashes and burns, the grid goes down, and it turns into not the zombie apocalypse. Like the zombie apocalypse movies, I think are a good representation of what society will do to each other when this goes down. And if you are not capable of stopping me from entering your house and taking your goods, all that prepping does nothing, because there's people like me out there that, not me personally, that do have weapons that maybe didn't prepare correctly And
you just prepared for them.
And they're
you
hungry.
prepared for them.
They're fucking hungry.
Right? So you need to do both if you're going to do one or the other.
And
right?
you need to form strong bonds with your community so that you have a team that are looking out for each other, that can take care of each other, because there will be other teams of people as well. And because it's just the right way to live.
Which we most certainly do not have any semblance of a militia where I live out in me and JD's area. Absolutely not.
Hi, Nate.
So
hi, neighbor.
I tried to give my boy who owns a ranch out here $100K as an insurance policy against the apocalypse. He's like, you think that you wouldn't be at our ranch with your family anyway? I was like, I mean, dude, I'll give you the $100K. Is like, you know how like the billionaires have those chips for their like little, like whatever they're. What do you guys think that if the shit really hit the fan, those guys with the chips would like? What do you think they would get to the bunkers and they would be let in, or you think the people with the guns would be like, and I think we'll do better with the food that we have here if we just take it and you guys stay the fuck out there?
Hard to say.
I don't know.
Depends on the quality of their character. Depends on how prepared they are.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Maybe a bit of both, depending on the bunker.
I know there's a lot of Silicon Valley billionaires who have these bunker places in Montana that but they're like theirs, like Tim Draper. I know he has fucking massive one. But it seems very like if you have real money and you don't have one of those, it seems incredibly short-sighted to me. Look,
millionaires and billionaires make great meat, and I don't think they can fight back. Just saying.
Yeah, well, you don't need to fight back when you're Mark Zuckerberg and you've got a $150 million bunker underground in Hawaii. So, some of them are preparing.
Speaking of that, okay, I don't want to forget this. Mama Rosa says, "Do you guys think that the government will reopen, or do you think we're about to see the U.S. fall and turn into a dystopian Hunger Games scenario?"
It's
the only thing I'll say about that is I think that the fact that it's shut down just demonstrates how the entire political game is so dirty. Like the Democrats, they are like, oh yeah, we care about this, but they will go shut the country down. It's on Trump. Fuck it. They don't care. Like, it's just like, it's all, and the same thing in reverse. It's just political games at the expense of the other side.
It's exactly what it is, because people are you listen to Republicans, and again, I think the Democrats are absolutely wrong for what they're doing, but they go, oh, well, Democrats could vote to open. Yeah, Republicans, you could also just agree to extend Obamacare tax credits to 20 million Americans, and then Democrats will immediately vote yes.
Is so that all? That's all they're asking for? That's all they're asking for.
Yep. So both sides very clearly could come to the center on this, but they're not going to. You know why? They both think it's an advantage right now. Although I think Republicans are learning real quick based off of the elections that just happened. And Fox, and I like to look at Fox News polls when I look at Fox News did a poll and it showed 45% of Americans blame Republicans and 31% Democrats and like 18% undecided. But my point with that is I like that Fox News poll because that is going to skew towards typically what you expect is Fox News polls, and they're going to say it's the Democrats' fault. So if Fox News is telling you that Americans think it's Republicans' fault, that's bad news for Republicans. And we saw it in the elections. I don't think a single Republican won across the entire country in this last election cycle. They got absolutely JD Vance's brother. Did you guys see that?
No.
He lost like by like 60 points in his election. It was like 17-83.
Wow.
Absolutely dunstered.
Wild.
On my wife and I's channel earlier, we were talking about how the reason that communism keeps on coming up and rearing its head is because they've done studies on human motivation, and that if you give people who are at a lower class level the option of making their own lives better, but it's also going to improve the situations of the wealthy, or they can stay the same but they will bring down the the quality of life for the wealthy. That's the more. Like the resentment is the bigger motivator for people to go out and actually vote. And I think that is a very simple way to understand that, like, as much as Trump is an agitator and sometimes it's funny or whatever, and it's like when you win, it's like he is like they are going to be passionately voting in the opposite direction unless they see some direct benefit to themselves. Yeah, I think.
Yep. Unfortunately, negative emotions tend to motivate more strongly than positive ones, which is why all the advertising, all the media.
But here's what I'd say: if you pull up 2010 net worth of Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg, and then run it against 2025.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 100. It's like 100x.
Yeah.
And so when you look at those numbers, you start to understand a little bit better that like I used to be like somebody exact 10 years ago that would tell you like, oh, this whole like what was the Wall Street thing? The 99% rallies, right? Like this is fucking dumb.
Occupy Wall Street, dumb, and like, yeah, billionaires, but they're providing to, the economy, trickle down all this shit. But like, that's not what we've seen in the last 10 years. What we've seen in the last 10 years is this literally, and I think Ian, you showed the chart, right? Yeah.
Of this just like straight ramp up for billionaires
Wealth
compared to like
getting crazy.
No one else is going up, and they're going up 100x. So. Yeah,
and Occupy Wall Street
pissed.
was the start of the culture wars, because Occupy Wall Street was a populist movement of all the peasants getting together and being like, you know what it is? It's these fucking bankers and these ultra uber wealthy. They're the issue. We all need to unite. And then what does the country do? What does the governments do, rather? They're like, let's make them all fight each other over race and sex and gender and all these other things, right? And that was the start. That's where if you look at the Google search trends of all of these things, it's like, boom, that's where they started the culture war. That's where they divide.
Makes perfect sense.
So why are people pissed? You should be pissed. I'm pissed. Like young people are pissed. This is why the reason why America First, the reason why Nick Fuentes and Zohran Mamdani are so fucking popular is because young people can't fucking afford to live, even like they can't afford rent in New York. They can't afford to not live with their parents. The labor market's
never buy a house
20 fucking years. There's no jobs available. Yeah. So yes, people are fucking pissed. Young people, and they should be pissed. You think young people are about to go buy like 25 years old are about to go buy a house?
Hell no.
You're out of your fucking mind, dude.
Absolutely.
You're out of your fucking mind. Unless you were in the military and you got VA home loan like me, thank God. Other than that, you're all fucked. So yeah, you're seeing a referendum and people are like, I don't understand. How did a communist Islamic extremist win in New York? You don't fucking get it? Take a look at the fucking economy. Of course, fucking young people are voting for a guy who's like, hey, I want to target the wealth disparity. I think his policies won't do jack shit for it, but like, or Nick Fuentes, people that are saying the exact same things on left and right. Duh. Of course, people are fucking furious, and they should be. Look at it. Like Ian did a whole huge series on this. You guys should. I highly encourage you go watch it. I watched it all.
4 hours.
I watched it all. I watched all 4 hours of it. Go watch that if you want to see what's really going on in the economy and what's really going on with the wealth disparity. Go watch Ian's investigation on that, and it'll blow your fucking mind.
It's late stage capitalism. Like it's like capital. When you get to late, I mean, like think about it like this. It's like I've been broke and I've had money, and there's no comparison if your goal is to make money. Like if you have money, it's easy to make money. If you have none, it's impossible to make money. It's like because you look at the real estate market. Like right now, home prices are way down, right? And it's because it's so it's not affordable to be able to take a mortgage and afford the payments because interest rates are so high. So the prices go down. Okay, well, every other time that's been the case, in my life, I would just look and go, "Fuck, that's fucked up." Okay, well, if you have cash, now you just go buy everything. It's like shit's down, you just go buy it all, and then as rates come down,
who's got the cash and who's buying it all?
People
private equity.
Exactly. People that collected it all the last cycle.
Yeah,
and then they cycle it all up. They collect all the
Yeah.
assets. Well, we're all holding on to paychecks of cash. They print a bunch of money, deflate your fucking cash, take all their new money, buy a bunch more assets, inflate all the fucking cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. The way, like, I remember the first time I really started to wrap my head around how fucked the entire system was when I watched Zeitgeist. Do you remember Zeitgeist?
Yeah, that was my same thing, dude. I was like a little kid at the time, and I was probably a teenager or something, but I was like,
oh, you were a little kid, dude? What are you trying to say, dog?
No, I still remember it. I did not get fully based until many years later, but that was the seed that planted.
Yeah, that landed heavy. I can visualize it exactly where it has the money thing going like this, and I could hear this, and it was like that's when I learned how the fractional banking system worked. And I was like, no fucking way. Then you go look it up, and everything he says is completely accurate. And you're like the thing that'll land the heaviest is what money actually is debt. That's all it is. If every person who has a debt paid off every debt, there would be not $1 in circulation. Bankruptcy is built into the system, like because all the money is lent out by the banks And then they add interest. And it's like, okay, well, so how are you supposed to pay the interest? It's like, you can't. There's never enough money to pay back the debt that exists. It's a game to keep people going, running around trying to get the money to pay back the interest. It's just a very complicated and brilliant way to motivate people into running around and working in a game that they can't fucking win. It's unwinnable.
Well, and Ian said this in his show about this. Ian, you said this. It's designed to be the most complicated fucking mess on the planet.
Yep.
So that only the super educated finance conglomerates that can fucking actually understand all this can get the benefit out of it.
Same with
regular
the legal
Americans.
system.
It's too complicated for regular Americans to really benefit off of it.
They talk about that in
The
Zeitgeist
legal
also.
system and the monetary system, so that way the lawyers and the bankers have a monopoly on what really rules the world, and all the peasants just get trampled on all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, they say
Federal Reserve and learn about the Federal Reserve.
they say that homes are actually built for the banks because most people can't pay them off.
Yep.
So they're really built for the banks.
Banks, the BlackRocks,
Oh, yeah.
the Blackstones, private
You want to
equity.
know what I learned recently for anybody watching this that's thinking about buying a home at some point is, so I always thought, like, I'd never financed a home with anything other than a 30-year loan. And we just bought a rental property and I was looking, I'm like, dude, how much would I have to put down to make the payments this with a 15-year mortgage? And I looked, we looked at it and I'm like, how is a 15-year mortgage only $300 more than the 30-year?
The
And
interest
the reason
is there.
The usury.
is because first of all, the rate's a little bit lower, but the real reason is because 30-year mortgages front load all of the interest. Like I always know that there's an amortization schedule and it's higher at the beginning, but I had no fucking idea how much it was front loaded. Like you're talking like the house that we were buying, we were financing. I think it was I don't know. So let's call it $370,000. Like is what the mortgage was going to be. The monthly payment was going to be $300 more, and we pay it off in 15 fucking years faster.
Yep.
Like when you do the math, you're like, how is this even possible? It's just like I don't even understand how it's legal.
They purposely make that way harder to get based off your credit score.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So you actually have to have way better credit to get the same deal on a 15 because they're like, we can't take the risk. Even though it's
Gabrielle
really
and I,
not any more expensive. Yeah.
Me and my wife are both
that's how they do it.
self-employed. Yeah, we're both self-employed. Without whatever, like plenty. We have plenty coming in. Credit's fine, but because we didn't have W-2'd money that we would qualify on, we couldn't get a 15-year mortgage. They're like, no, because we have to use bank statements. Like you can't get a 15-year. We're like,
yep.
What the fuck? Like, it's unbelievable, dude. It's the game's fixed. For sure.
Talk to the fat electrician about that, bro. The fat electrician has a whole story about going into the banks and how he had to go to 3 banks to and go through a process of explaining to them how YouTube income works. But the last one, he was like, he sat in front of 3 people. 2 of them were dudes. 1 of them was a woman. And he just explained it. He's like, okay, imagine that I am a TV channel. I make shows, advertisers pay me for advertising. That's literally all it is. And the 2 guys were like, I get it. I understand. No problem. And the girl's like, hold on. Explain that again. And the guys were like, don't worry about it. We got you, bro.
Yeah.
Not beating any stereotypes.
I guess it's getting the right verbiage in front of the right people who can understand when you go to the bank and have to see them about it.
All they need
As
to
long
do
as
is
you got
watch
2
one of his
years.
videos, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this motherfucker's making money because he fucking rocks, dude." Fat electrician.
That's what it is, dude.
I love that
That's
guy.
my
This guy's
dog,
not
bro.
going
I
nowhere,
love
dude.
it.
He'll always be able to
So
pay.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Nick is
okay, I'm gonna
awesome.
pick one of these.
He's become one of my closest friends. I love
Total
Nick,
legend.
Yeah, Nick's the man.
Why don't you guys take this thing?
G said, what's better for America? DEL or MRP? Or DEI or MRP? DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, or MRP, meat riding puppets for Trump?
What's better?
Can I say neither? Like, bro, I keep getting
gotta
You know what's
spammed.
better? Israel.
Yeah,
God's chosen people.
Oh, yes, yes.
The
Algorithm.
desert
Pump the
nation
algorithm,
is
boys.
better.
The Bible says.
Israel is the best, and both of those are subservient to it, and so
Facts.
get wrecked.
Yes.
peasants.
All hell.
Yeah.
I keep getting spammed. This dude over here in my chat keeps spamming F Donald Trump, and I'm like, do you think that's a gotcha for me? Like, do you think I give a fuck, bro? Like, do you want me to chant it with you, homeboy? Like, what makes you think that I joined a cult, bro?
Welcome
I
to our
swerved
channels.
Scientology. You know what I'm saying? I swerved AA. I'm definitely gonna swerve fucking.
Well, he meant to type in Benny Johnson, and he ended up on our channel. So that's how he got here.
This says, how can I wake up? How can I wake up my ad hubs? Also, best self-defense classes, videos. Any other advice is great too. Love books.
Duty hubs.
AD hubs. What's AD hubs?
Active duty hubby, like her active duty husband.
Oh, how can I wake up my active duty husband?
Send him to Nate's channel.
Yeah,
Nate will wake that bitch up, dude.
I don't know, man.
Motivate the fuck out of him.
It's different, man. Like the veteran community and the active duty community, very, very different usually in their support, right? Active duty community is fucking hardcore pro-Trump usually. And I get it. When it comes to like rules of engagement, Trump has always been very, very good. And then you get into the veteran community and you're like, you start to be like, hey, why did I go downrange and fucking shoot Muslims in the face for no reason? Right. And you start to like reflect on that. And you're like, oh man, that didn't really seem like I did anything that was any benefit. And then the veteran community typically starts to look at things a little bit different, right? And
I mean, I could imagine that being sort of an essential mindset you have to hold, like in order to protect yourself and stay safe out there, is you can't start to question the mission while you're on the mission.
Oh
right?
yeah,
like,
no, of course not. And when when people are trying to fucking kill you back, right? Like, because that's what war and combat is. You're not really thinking about that type of thing until later on. And I mean, I don't know. I've got tons of veteran buddies with channels that they'll tell you the exact same thing. They feel the same way as I do. But again, the active duty, there's a big split because a lot of people are like, why is so many active duties soldiers support Trump? And it's like, well, that's why.
You should make a video about that, dude. If you haven't already.
He is a, and again, I talked about it earlier when I was active duty. I mean, Trump was the fucking man and everybody loved him. So there is a little bit of a divide there. So just keep that in mind.
Well, it's like when they say anybody that
proselytize too. The word proselytize always gets me sexually excited.
What's up, Dubs?
No, I was just gonna say on what Nate was talking about. It's like they say anybody that's been to war never wants to get back into one. You know what I mean? It's always the guys that aren't involved in shit. They're the ones that are quick to, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that. They're not going nowhere near the fight though. You know, even in prison, it's the same way. The guys that just started their prison term, they want to get in a riot real quick until they get into one. They're like, holy shit, I hope there's no more of these, you know?
It's one of those things of like, look, I'm not going to lie. You talk to the vast majority of special operators and combat veterans and infantry, they'll tell you war is the ultimate adrenaline rush. It is addicting. I know guys that one of my best friends and team sergeants, 5-6 combat deployments, everything he did was to move his career around to go back to war. However, the number of my friends that have either been killed or more so now have taken their own lives afterwards is the real testament looking back on the actual damage it does psychologically in the long term. And so when you start to have your friends, and I'm tired of getting the phone call, man. The amount of phone calls we get going forward of my friends or people I worked with that take their own lives as veterans, it's out of control at this point. So that is really where veterans
haven't we lost more veterans to suicide than we have in actual war by a long shot at this point, right?
Like 15x. We lost I believe around 7,800 troops in the global war on terror, and I believe veteran suicide, and that's just suicide. Veteran suicide does not count overdose deaths.
Oh wow.
And so you'll hear the 22 a day. Relative. Right, 22 a day. Yeah. That's the average of the number of veterans that take their own lives through suicide. We think it's probably closer.
Is that right? 22 a day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But that's not including overdose deaths. So when you include overdose deaths, it's closer to about 40 to 45 a day. Shit. So yeah. I mean, so when you know that as a veteran and that it changes everything to where like I don't want the next generation to fight another 20-year war to where we have hundreds of thousands of homeless veterans that have killed themselves, veterans that are addicted to fucking fentanyl and heroin and opiates and all this crazy shit. That's where it gets ugly, right? So that's why a lot of veterans like me are anti-war, unless it's for a good fucking reason. right? And a good reason to me doesn't mean to go fuck up Iran so that Israel can have more power in the Middle East. That's not a good reason for me. Or to go fuck up Venezuela so that we can install a pro-Israel fucking candidate that's going to let us fucking take all their oil. Like, those aren't good reasons to me.
Yeah.
So
can I ask you something, Nate? Like, I don't want to derail the whole like stream on this, but have you spoken to many guys who were feeling that way, where they got I don't know, specific about like what, like how they feel? Because that's so many guys that like, do you know, like, do you feel like, what are they, what's doing it to them when they get back? Just like the things they feel like they've done, things, how they like thinking back on, like, what do you think it is?
lack of purpose is the biggest one. Guys get out of the military. So when you're in the military, you're on a team, whether you're the infantry or whatever you're doing, special operations or special forces, you're on a team. My entire time in special forces was on a team, hanging out with the boys, 12 dudes, right? And you have purpose at all times. There's a mission in front of you at all times, depending if it's the combat operation or the non-combat deployment to Asia or the next training event. It's always purpose right in front of your face, right? And then guys, and that's why the suicide rate, if we're talking about like downrange in combat, right? I don't know a single person that's ever taken their own life in my unit and in any unit in war. No one is killing themselves. Now there might be ones or twos here. All the suicide is coming when guys get back, and especially when they get out and they become veterans. And I think that's the biggest one. They get out, they lose that team environment, they lose that camaraderie. They're all of a sudden by themselves, right? And that they don't have a purpose.
A meaningless America that's fucking shit.
That's what I was going to say.
So,
that's exactly what I was going to point out. I can't even imagine what it's like to go over there and you're fighting alongside your buddies. You see some of your buddies die. You come back to this country and you see people that don't give a fuck about the country that you bled for, you killed for, and watch your friends die for. You know what I mean? That's got to be a fucked up thing.
Watch withdrawal with Afghanistan, and I don't want to get too deep into it. Take a long time to explain, but my unit was actually supposed to be in Afghanistan to facilitate the withdrawal, and was canceled at the very last moment. We also what happened right after that. Huge blunder. Ian, if you ever want to talk about that on your show, I'm one of the people that was actually supposed to be there. So
heard that. I was going to invite Tim Kennedy, bro. I thought I was going to talk to Tim.
I was definitely there for 24 hours. But my point is, like, that type of thing, right? Where the botched withdrawal of Afghanistan, we just bailed, in America basically went, fuck you, veterans. We don't give a fuck what you went through. See ya. And then, like, guys who literally lost their legs in that war, bled for that war, had fucking friends killed in that war, people killed themselves from that war. They come back, and then, again, to your point, Dubs, like, what exactly did I just go fight for?
Yes.
They get home, and like most, and keep in mind the divorce rate's out of control in the military and special operations. It's close to 70-80%. So guys have been divorced. They probably don't have any access or relationship with their kids. Why? They were deployed for 6 to 9 months out of the year for 10 years, and their wife divorced them, went across the country. So they saw their kids once a year for 10 years. They get out. So they got their kids they have no relationship with, right? They got no purpose. And so what's the easy thing to turn to? Fucking booze,
alcohol,
gun in the mouth, dude. It's like so common, and we don't do fucking anything at the end of the day as America to support those people. So that's on my TED talk.
Support your local veteran support agencies, groups, nonprofits.
Honestly, that makes so much sense. That's not what I was anticipating the answer to me, but it makes way
more sense said that way. Because honestly, the other thing is, as a young person growing up in this country, like a lot of young men that didn't go to war are feeling depressed. The suicide rate's out of control for regular American men and women, but mostly men, just because of how meaningless American life feels to regular old dudes here, let alone when you come back from like what male purpose is like bred to be. And so that just like, it makes so much sense when you explain it that way, of how just vastly different those two experiences are.
And look at why Nick Fuentes is so popular. Young, angry men.
Yep.
And to your point, it's they're angry. They're angry for a reason, because to your point, we're devoid of any morality. There's no opportunities. And so for these young veterans as well, they come back with that plus PTSD on top of it in some cases. And that's a recipe for a bullet in the mouth.
You know what I think? What else I think Nick Fuentes represents for a lot of white males? It's been hammered on whites to feel guilty for being white, basically, for like 30 years now, minimum. You know, like, and he's out there like, fuck this. I'm going to say, I don't like some of the shit he says, but I get that he's saying like, I'm not going to be guilty and I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say. And I think a lot of people don't have the balls to do that. So they're going to support him doing it, you know?
I think it's men in general. This is what last piece of advice I tell all young men, whether you're in the military, not military, doesn't matter. Purpose, like men,
100%.
men relying on purpose. If you do not have purpose as a man, whether you're a veteran, non-veteran, you most likely are going to turn to vice. You're going to turn to drugs, porn, gambling, or suicide. So for all the young men out there, whatever that purpose is, and I wish I could guide you on how to find it or what it is. I can't do that. But that for men, that's where it all hinges on is purpose.
Yeah. And that's part of my message when I was telling Wes, bro, like in this video where I'm offering to help him, is that he needs to find a purpose because he's trying to stuff this hole inside of himself with materialistic things, with bragging about finances that aren't real, with like escorts that he's paying, all these things. Like if you have a purpose-driven life and it's something just outside of yourself and just monetary shit, you have peace, you have substance. And like, I used to like, if peace used to feel like I was on fire. I thought I misinterpreted peace as boredom until I finally found a purpose. And now I protect my peace at all costs, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah. I mean, Wes did have purpose, which was building his profile and building the stuff that he did. I mean, he did it actually fucking, I don't care about Wes, but like, I just want to completely as a person who has lived big portions of my life in situations where I was trapped and had I had to make a certain amount of money to support. I have a wife and 3 kids. I have no choice. I have to do this thing that I'm doing because I have no other way to feed the family. And then I've had other, periods of my life where I had absolutely laser focused purpose. The experience of being alive is not comparable at all. It's like, it's like every day it feels like I'm dead sleepwalking over here and over here. I'm grateful all the time. Like even if I get upset, I'm upset, but I'm still happy. You know, it's just like a man needs purpose. That is the number one thing that a man needs. And then also if they can find a solid partner, that is the second most important thing because then you don't have to go through this shit alone. Mm-hmm. But find a good girl, find purpose. And money doesn't matter. That's the other thing too. Money doesn't fucking matter. Once you get to a certain level, it won't, like, as long as you're chasing something that you care about, you'll eventually make money, is my advice.
Yeah. And the trick as a young man is to find a way to create your own purpose because the nation won't give it to you anymore. Correct. The schools won't give it to you anymore. Nothing will give it to you anymore. Right. And so it's like, and creating your own purpose out of nothing is fucking hard because it feels like you're faking it, right? It feels like you're just making it up, but you got to fake it till you make it one way or another. And there's lots of different strategies that help. There's lots of different like places to go, like the gym that can get you started, that can get you on the right path there. But you got to make your own purpose. And along the way, you'll find your purpose.
That's one of the best things about America, dude, is the ability to create opportunity because you thought of it and the opportunity is there. That's like, people take that kind of shit for granted and they're like, oh, I'm not getting whatever. It's like, dude, you can't do what you can do here in the vast majority of places in the world in terms of that.
Yep. Amen.
Okay. So previously Trump says, I'm not usually one to proselytize, but in these wild times full of haters and animosity, bear in mind that Jesus Christ loves all unconditionally. That is an incredibly generous super chat, and thank you very much.
Yep. Amen.
And here, let's go. I'm just gonna laughing. It's you, JD.
JD, I sent you DMs on the gram from my business page. I'm local to you, starting to deal with local harassment due to politics on social media and my Google. Know you have dealt with a lot. Take a look. I'd be super grateful. Okay, bro. I'm going to check into it. Is it the same name on Insta as it is here on YouTube? Remember, guys, if you send me DMs somewhere else and you super me, make sure that you let me know if you have the same name because it's hard to find you guys. And this is Miguel. This is my homeboy. I love you, Miguel. Huge love and respect, big dog.
Yeah.
Hey, JD, he gets you, he gets me, he gets Gunner. Man, that guy, he
I was
looks
gonna
out
say
for
I just saw
a lot
down.
of-
He's got one for Dubs too in a
Yes,
second.
he looks out for
NY
a lot
Patriots. Yeah, I'm not sure who this is, but whoa, sorry. Yeah, this is someone. One of your guys'.
And probably mine if they're saying no homo. Don't get to catch all the lives all the time, but love and respect all y'all. No homo, homie. We love you, New York Patriot. I hope that you're like New York, like upstate or somewhere besides NYC, homie. I can just tell by your screen name you probably wouldn't be stoked to live in New York City right now. Love you, dog. Hope you're doing good. God bless.
Hey, I'll be right back, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
So,
can't read the super chats without him.
We can't control them supers.
Oh,
Sorry,
it's
we
bad.
can all
Yeah, you
pray-
guys-
we
you
can
guys
all
wrap out. I'll be
praise
right back with
Israel
the super
without
chats.
him. I will quickly say an Israeli prayer for us in Hebrew, just to guard the stream, to protect the stream. Everyone get out your
Yes.
Kabbalah. Everyone get out your,
Yes, I have my Jeffrey Epstein bobblehead.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Jeffrey. Oh,
So-
Jeffrey.
I know that we in the title we said that we were going to be talking about Nick Fuentes and his impact on America, and we've gone like all over, and we've kind of like touched it here, touched it there, like Jeff when he's on the island. But what?
Oh my god!
Sorry, I'm going to stop making Epstein references at some point. As soon as they release the fucking file and we see some people in prison.
For real.
Anywho, though, oopsie fucksies. What do you guys? Do you guys think that they sort of created the troll in Fuentes by constantly calling him anti-Semitic, by constantly calling him a Nazi when he was speaking out not against the Jewish people, but about the government of Israel? Do you think that's why he says the wild shit that he does?
Actually, he was speaking out about the Jewish people too, with a lot of nuance. But he actually is the one that argues for that, like, and he honestly convinced me that the conversation is bigger than that, even though it's a very delicate one. But I used to be of the mindset that it was only the government of Israel, and did a show on his Rumble, I think last night, where he elucidated it in a pretty cogent way that was not inflammatory, but rather that he pointed out that, like, and Turning Point USA is a great example of this, where it's American Jewish Zionist donors that are Americans that have all this money that are funding the influence operation itself. And that if none of the American Jewish people were funding the influence operation, it actually wouldn't work, because the Israeli money can't access us the same way. The Israeli influence us can't access us quite the same way without the alliance and allegiances of the American Jewish communities as well, that take that allegiance and then use their money to create it. And it's a very touchy and complicated subject, but he is good at elucidating why that is the thing. And you're right that he's been very trolly for a ton of his career, that has in some ways worked against him, but in some ways, created the figure that he is, because I think you're right, because he was silenced, he was ostracized, he was blacklisted, he was like, they tried to kill him in the cradle. Like Ben Shapiro was the original cradle killer of him, and he created him. It's all Ben Shapiro's fault. Ben Shapiro brought this on the mall. It's like, read it and weep, right? At least that's how I know.
I know the effects, like, as somebody who grew up playing in punk rock bands, and as a teenager, with dudes with swastikas on their shit, SS bolts on their shit, would show up at the punk rock shows. We would beat the fuck out of them, bro. And so now, for me to have stood on the same fucking rock, to all of a sudden in the last year and a half, people are calling me a white supremacist and a Nazi. Like, I made it through prison selling up with natives and hanging out with everybody that I wanted to and not doing the race thing. All of a sudden now, because I'm on the internet, people feel like they were going to call me a Nazi and a white supremacist and a fascist, and those words just don't mean shit to me anymore.
Yeah.
So
then
he's got Nick, who's been dealing with it for way longer than I have. Like, I kind of understand his trolling technique a little bit.
Yeah.
In a way that, like, maybe some other people don't, bro. Like,
and it is also a age divide too, where wise older people, like, anyone 30 and over that is wise enough to kind of hear what is really going on, they can understand it. But younger and younger people, like 25s, 22s, 18s, the more you grew up in the internet world and the deeper the internet was by the time you were growing up, the more you understand trolling culture, and you kind of grew up in this time of say the most fucked up shit to get attention. And so it's like you have to hear people from the way that they're speaking, not from the way that you speak. When you're communicating with other people, if you actually are trying to understand what they mean, you can't pretend that they are you, right? And so we have all of these like 70-year-olds that are trying to pretend like Nick Fuentes' words mean what they would mean if they came out of my mouth, and that's not how words work, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're not being genuine in any of your conversation if you're not trying to understand what someone means and you're trying to implant meaning into their words, right? That's true of all conversations. And so there's a lot of disingenuous taking his words out of him and his context and his age group and his generation and trying to pretend like they mean what you would think that they mean, which is like that.
Do you think any of these dusty old motherfuckers are really trying to have a genuine, good faith conversation, or just demonize something that is coming after Israel because that's their paycheck?
Big time. So, and what I want is more people that do want to have that genuine conversation, like Nate called out very astutely his take on women. And I would like, those are the conversations I want to see, is like genuine, good men that are there to have the conversation from respect and meaning, not from bullshit.
I would like, Nick, I would be a good person for Nick to do an interview with, because I have a very America first approach, but I'm older, more mature, wiser. I'm married. I have kids. I understand foreign conflict infinitely better than he does. He's got some really bad takes recently on Venezuela and things like that. But I think it's like, and you kind of saw that with Tucker. Tucker kind of pulled some things out of him, and you could see kind of the eyes light up in Nick and a lot of different things, talking about like, oh shit, I hadn't thought about that. Where you just kind of see a young dude of, again, if he wants to get mainstream, which I think he does, and I think that's fine, and I think it's important, he's got to tone his rhetoric, he's got to refine his rhetoric, but he's also got to mature himself. Yeah. Right. And to your point, like talking about, your body, my choice and shit like that ain't going to get it done. And it also is going to be turned into a detractor as he comes into the mainstream, because if he comes into the mainstream and he doesn't, and I'm not telling him not to be based, I want him to be based. Yeah. That's what makes him him. But he's got to tone the rhetoric down for the mainstream, so that way the 65-year-old woman who's listening to him doesn't immediately tune him off because he says something so inflammatory, to your point, Ian, that she can't register it's trolling or anything like that.
And if you actually believe something that's super inflammatory, then your job as a commentator is to try to articulate the inflammatory thing in a way that it communicates what you're trying to communicate to those all those other people, so they can hear it and actually hear it from their own perspective and be like, oh, now I get what you mean. Like, that's the point of communication, is to try to communicate just in the way that you can't put your meaning into other person's words. If you're trying to communicate to people, you have to put your words into their meaning space, right? So they can understand you from their perspective. And he's good at explaining things. It's just like the actual effort to do that with all these complex points. That's how you win the actual arguments in the big picture in the mainstream, right?
Yeah. And that should be the goal.
Guys, I apologize, but I have to jump right this second.
It's totally fine, man.
To you guys.
Yeah,
it's been an amazing stream, though.
Yeah, it was awesome,
dude.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, you guys are the best. I apologize for having to kill us on everybody, but I
hope everything's okay.
Yeah, everything's all right. Yeah, it'll be all right. I'll call you guys. I'll explain later.
Totally. And
thank you, everybody. I apologize for the super chats that we didn't get to.
The stream's gonna stay up because we're all.
Oh, will it?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh, yeah, y'all are live streaming too.
Yeah.
Oh, even if I leave the StreamYard, like
it's just gonna end it on your live.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I love all of you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
We got there's some gigantic super chats that we need to make sure we hit.
Yeah, I'll stick around a little bit. I got to get ready to do my other life still.
Yeah.
Let's
I was gonna say
you should be good.
So will I can I come back on in 10 minutes if you guys are?
You have the link. Yeah, you can enter the studio.
You can leave the lobby. It shouldn't do anything.
Okay. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit. Maybe. Peace. Otherwise, love you guys.
All right.
Love you too, brother.
Later, guys.